Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us today on Quest for the Cure. We really appreciate it. My name is Gary. I am the editor of Fort Nerd and the DM for Quest for the Cure. I'm joined by a bunch of amazing people who are going to introduce themselves. But before we do that, I've got a couple things that I wanted to say. We're doing this game today because it's Rare Disease Day, and we're supporting a charity called Jesse's Journey. Duchenne muscular dystrophy is a disease that affects 1 in 5,000 kids, usually boys, and it's always fatal. There's no cure. So our quest is supporting them. I wanted to say thank you to our sponsor, Legendary Pants, who is currently undertaking a crowdfunding campaign starting tomorrow for a new series of dice based on your favorite drinks, from red wine to bourbon to mead and even Shirley Temple for the kids. So I would encourage you to take a look at their crowdfunding campaign because their dice are always amazing. We're really thankful to them for continuing to support our quest for the cure. Of course, D&D Beyond has given us 2 sourcebook bundles, which we're going to be giving to you today to both viewers and donors. That leads me into how you can participate. You can just watch this stream, enjoy what we're doing, and be eligible for some prizes. But if you were to donate, for every $20 that you donate, it gives you an opportunity to win an additional stream of prizes, and we'd be very grateful if you'd consider doing that. You can also participate in the game by using boons and banes. For a $25 donation, you can give our cast a boon, or if you're feeling like they're having a too easy time of it, you can give them a bane. For a $50 donation, you could give them a major boon or a major bane. The major difference is that if I roll a 100 on the major bane table, I can take a critical hit away from them. So definitely consider donating and participating in the game that way. This is episode 0 of Quest for the Cure. So if you've been following our show, you know that we've done 3 episodes. This is what happened before. You're going to see some of the same themes. It's a little bit different, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what we have in store for you. So without further ado, I'm going to allow our amazing cast to introduce themselves. Tell us a little bit about who you are and where people can find you. Let's start with Hope.
Hi, everybody. My name is Hope Lavelle. You can follow me on Twitter at the Hope Lavelle. You probably know me best from D&D Beyond's D&D show, Beyond Heroes or Silver and Steel. Yeah, that's me.
Awesome. 10?
Yeah, Tennessee Martin. I am a writer producer. You can find me on Instagram, Twitter at Tennessee Martin.
Awesome. Velvet?
Velvet Valhalla, a drag entertainer. I have a podcast where I talk about Drag Race. We just hit 150 episodes. VelvetValhalla.com. Take a look at that. Make sure you're old because we talk foul.
Rachel.
Hi, I'm Rachel Seeley. You probably know me from Girls Guts Glory, which is my D&D show, where I do some DMing and playing as well. I'm also going to be in Cyberpunk Independence with Feliza and Gary. Secrets.
Feliza?
I'm Feliza. I will also be on Cyberpunk Independence with Rachel and Gary. I'm also known for the fanzine Girls in Capes, and you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Feliza Casano.
Amazing. Let's get started. Night falls on Toril, and for many it means a good night's sleep. But for some, a good night's sleep turns quickly to nightmares. Each of you, perhaps surrounded by loved ones or friends, remembers drifting off to sleep. But you also struggle to remember a broken memory, something you can see at the side of your vision but not touch. You awaken with a start, a firm impact on hard ground, as if you rolled out of bed. Except you didn't. When your eyes become acclimatized to your surroundings, you realize that you're no longer in your room or in your home at all. The floor is a whirling mass of solid darkness, and even those that have dark vision struggle to see. 4 walls and a ceiling of shadow. The floor is a whirling mass of solid darkness. It's truly the stuff of nightmares, but no matter how much you pinch yourself, you don't wake up. You find yourself in the room with others, some you may recognize and some may be strangers. As you look over the gathered group and even down at your own flesh, you see the color has drained from your skin and clothes. Each of you is adorned only in shades of gray, with pallid complexions and no warmth left in your eyes. There's a chill in the air, and no matter how tightly you wrap your cloaks, it seeps into your bones. There seems to be no escape. Why don't you each introduce your characters to each other and let everybody know what they see? Hope.
You see this tiniest little halfling with a mess of auburn hair and a shrub cloak that makes her look like a walking bush. And she has, well, I can't say she has these sparkling emerald eyes because they've lost color. And you see her as she goes into her shrub mode, and she's only her eyes are peeking out of her cloak. And she goes, hello? This isn't. Is everybody okay?
10.
Yeah, so Skeeter Harlow is, got long black hair. And you said, Gary, no clothes have come with us, right?
No, you have your clothes. They're just drained of all color. It's just various shades of gray.
All right. So Skeeter notices that their hat has like kind of gotten knocked off. So Skeeter like stands up, walks over, picks up the hat, dusts it off. Whew. Almost lost you, buddy.
Velvet, how about you? On the ground, you see a gray cloak and a very, very oversized hat with a large feather. Coming up from the ground with various robotic noises, Bardbot comes and starts looking around. Bardbot has two eyebrows that are analog, and the eyebrows are like just like on the face. They're just like in different angles. Bardbot quickly goes and like mixes them into an expression of shock and looks around at everybody. Who are you? Where am I? He unbuttons the top of his vest and opens up to make sure his speaker is still in his chest, and then closes it back up, and just looks around with a look of shock in the eyebrows that are just like this.
Rachel.
Looking incredibly confused by her company, you see a humanoid-sized snake. And obviously grayscale, you can't tell what color, but she has a very soft face. She has on these light robes that look like they probably have a lot of pattern and color on them, and she's carrying like 5 instruments on her very long back, as well as a broom in her hand, and she has a big long black ponytail that goes straight down her back, and she just looks around confused.
Feliza.
So a rather large drow, just like dude bro looking type, gets up out of sort of a pile and folds, and he clanks as he moves, and you realize he's got just this like slew of a whole bunch of things in kind of a sling on his back, and he pulls out a javelin and he pokes himself in the hand and he stares at it and he's like, all my stuff is gray again.
Again?
Again. The best thing about the surface is that everything is a cool color. Didn't you know?
What?
The surface?
The surface of what?
I don't know. The surface of... I don't know.
So wait, you know where we're at?
And he just kind of looks over at Skeeter and shrugs. Not my job to know stuff. I just do what people tell me to do.
So,
I'm Skeeter.
Hestra, you're actually the only one that notices this, but you can look at the skin that's exposed from your clothing and all of the skin that's exposed of your allies. You're actually suffused with a very almost imperceptible sheen. It's quite hard to spot, but once you notice it, you can point it out and everybody sees it as well. It doesn't really feel like anything. You can't touch it. You didn't notice it except with your eyes, but it's there.
We're so shiny.
Bardbot looks at its hands and is quizzically looking at how metal can be shinier.
Shiny? We're so shiny!
Does anyone have Intelligence Arcana?
Nope.
Okay. What about religion, history, nature, or proficiency with cartographer's tools?
Got nature.
Okay, nature. Make me a check, Hope.
All right. Nature check. It's a 19.
19. So you're not on Toril anymore, that's for sure. You think of it, it seems to be a plane that's close to the one that you know, but not quite your own. And you feel that as you're really thinking about it, that the sheen is protective in nature.
Oh. Okay, nobody panic. This is a good sparkle, okay? It's good. It will protect us.
From
I
what?
kind of like it. It's kind of pretty.
Yeah.
I mean, it's nice to have a little bit of glamour every now and then, but
yeah, if we
what
can't have
for?
color, we might as well have sparkle, right?
Yeah.
what? Okay, but like, how did we get it, and where are we, and why are we here?
It's a mystery.
Them
have to
solve
solve
good
it.
questions.
Yeah.
All right. Is there anything that anybody would like to do? So you're in a room. It's about 30 feet wide and 30 feet high. There are walls that you can see, but they're all made of black energy, as opposed to a solid stone structure. Does anybody want to make an investigation check?
Can I cast detect magic?
Absolutely.
Okay, I do that.
So you cast detect magic. The walls, surprisingly, don't resonate as magical, but your allies do. And then there's also something beneath a rock just on the other side of the room that detects as magical as well.
I go for it.
Sure. Okay. You find a belt, actually. There's a lot of empty pouches and tinkling vials. It's made of leather, and it's very strange because it's not like a belt you've seen before. It's probably sized for a medium creature, but there's literally no space to put anything because there's pouches and flaps and flasks all around it.
Can I check in the pouches and see if there's anything
Absolutely. Make me an investigation check, or you can make a leather worker's proficiency if you have it.
in there? It's an 18.
An 18. You actually find a name on the inside of one of the pouches, Bragnar. And there's a small talisman of Tempest tucked within the bottom of one of the pouches as well.
Okay.
Yeah. And Hestra, you see, as you're going over into that corner, you see not an exit because there's no door, but it seems to be a spot that's thinner than the other spots along the wall, almost as though you can see through it like a dirty window.
Okay. I hold up the belt to everyone and I say, do y'all mind if I put this on? I found it.
Oh yeah, we'll match. And then Skeeter points at their like big belt buckle and leather belt. Now you got one too.
We match! Oh, also there's like a little window-ish thing over here if you guys want to come take a look with me.
A window? Yes.
Bardbot confidently strides over toward the window with a very cartoonish gant. As Bardbot is walking forward. And it looks forward in the window and like looks through.
Zach walks over. He still has his javelin out. He just kind of like makes a motion like, should I poke it kind of a motion.
Penelope's like, yeah.
So you push it, and it's almost like you're pushing against fabric. Your javelin pushes it without breaking it, and then eventually goes through.
Y'all, I think I broke it.
Is it a doorway?
Bardbot, without thinking, just puts its hand straight through. And
Absolutely.
Tries to put its hand right through.
So Bardbot puts his hand straight through, and as he does, he's sucked through the dirty window, and disappears from sight.
Oh no! Are you okay?
You can't hear her, Bardbot, and you can't hear him, Hope. Or, Penelope.
Okay.
Okay, who's next?
I'll go through.
Y'all think that's a good idea?
I'm already doing it. So it better be.
So each of you pushes your way in turn. And almost instantly, Bardbot, you felt this as well. You feel as though you're falling. After about 10 seconds, the feeling passes, but you haven't really gone anywhere. You're just on the other side of what looks to be the same shadowy wall, but one shadowy wall is the same as another shadowy wall. They all more or less look the same. You all enter into a much larger room. And you can see shadowy steps leading up to what looks to be a perch or a dais of some kind. And there's a large shadowy chair that you can see. Hestra, you put the belt on, and because you cast Detect Magic, you actually realize that this is a belt of utility. You don't need to attune to it. And once per day, you can make a skill check and apply half your proficiency bonus if you're not proficient to that skill already. So if there's a skill that you're not proficient with, you want to make a check to, you can apply your half your proficiency bonus once a day.
Dope. I'm just going to go around putting on every magical item I find from now on, because obviously nothing bad could go wrong.
Does anybody want to do anything in this room?
I want to investigate this chair.
Sure. How would you like to investigate it? Would you just like to make an investigation check? Or would you like to do something specific?
Oh. Yeah, I think Penelope's just gonna... Yeah, just investigate it.
Okay, go for it.
Oh no, it's a 3.
So you can definitely tell that there's something there, but once you get close to it, you're not quite sure it looks like a chair anymore. From your perspective, it looks like a bit of a bench.
Well, I don't think there's anything too special here. Maybe I'll just take a relaxing sit on this benchy thing. And I sit on it.
As you sit down, the room goes cold. Emerging from one of the walls is a large creature made up of the shadow, similar to what you've seen in the walls. It seems to be holding a spell book. Now, the spell book looks like a spell book that you've seen, but it's not shadowy at all. He glances down at the spell book. He looks at all of you, glances down at the spell book, and he sort of shakes his head and says, "I knew I should have used ear of newt instead of eye," and glances at all of you in turn. The creature is probably 20 feet tall, and has 2 glowing red eyes, and they are puffing smoke, almost like they were furnaces.
I shake my broom at him and I say, "Who are you?"
Okay, that's a great question. I am Karna Meru, and your appearance here was an administrative error. Well, I suppose you will have to do. Sorry, Ten?
I mean, that ain't nice.
Yeah, we were sleeping. That's really rude.
Well, okay, well, maybe we can make light of this. Is there anything we can do to help you?
The creature leans back and doesn't have eyelids, but the furnace is closed for a moment, and he says, Yes, perhaps you shall help me." And then he glances over to Bardbot and says, "You are surely not what I expected. You are not from the same realm as them. Perhaps this spell was more powerful than I realized. More investigation is required, but nonetheless, I sought aid to deal with a threat from interlopers. This is a dangerous place. They have sought a possession of mine which I guard closely, and for reasons I'm unable to act against them directly. Would you consider seeking them out and perhaps investigating the safety of my belonging?
Bardbot strides forward and looks at him deeply and says, I have cataloged over 4,564 different entities. I have no idea what you are. Will you tell me what you are? And maybe I shall take this into account and we shall look for your thing.
The creature regards you for a moment, Bardbot, and says, I am a creature from what was.
Bardbot goes, ah, and then takes its hand and rubs it across the front of its hat, and then flicks it and goes acting, and then uses disguise self to make Bardbot into a smaller version of the creature it sees in front of it, and basically starts looking at it and recreating its exact movements as it's talking to Bardbot.
Your parlor tricks are unimpressive.
Oh, I'm pretty impressed. I don't know about
me
you,
too.
but
I mean, yeah, me too. That's cool.
4,566.
He glances at all of you and strides past Bardbot, no longer interested in dealing with this strange creature.
Bardbot follows behind him, basically mocking him behind as a smaller version of him.
In the here and now, I am diminished for reasons that are beyond your comprehension. This object is a book. Such power within knowledge for those who are able to wield it.
And Zach kind of raises his hand. He's still holding his javelin, so it's just kind of like he raises his javelin.
The creature extends a black pointed finger to you and says, You are not in a classroom, yet I acknowledge your question nonetheless.
Sir, you're holding the book.
Yes? It is not this book that I would have you seek.
People
nice
got more
try.
than one book?
Yeah, nice
Yes,
try. That was good.
That makes sense.
Bardbot, it opens the fake book that's in front of Bardbot, and in big lettering, block lettering, it says "not this book," and like holds it out, and then closes it, and then begins continuously mocking this.
The
Shadow energy.
creature looks down at Skeeter and says, Nice hat.
Thank you. I got it a long time ago, but it goes everywhere I go. I reckon it's still in pretty good shape, but I like it all right.
so creature from the Black Abyss or whatever your name is, because you didn't tell us, even though you kidnapped us. Not very nice.
I mean, but he didn't mean to, so
He didn't mean to, but he did. And a
I see
kidnapping
what
is
you're saying.
still a kidnapping,
From
regardless of intent.
Yeah.
from a technical perspective,
Yes.
I did not kidnap you.
No, you
I
did.
summoned you.
You kidnapped.
At some point,
Against my will.
We
I
all-
was napping. I was having a very great dream about a local bakery. So you got in between me and the bakery dream.
Did you
That's
get
a kidnapping.
muffins? Was it muffins?
It was croissants.
Oh, yeah,
Oh.
like them too.
Nice, fluffy, flaky. Like, you break it open, the puff of steam comes out of it.
You interrupted her croissants.
You interrupted my croissants. The least you could do is tell me your name.
my name is Carne Meru.
You said that. That's right.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah,
I
yeah, oh,
did.
yeah.
I didn't
Okay.
want to bring it up because you were on quite the roll.
Yeah, well, okay.
Quite the croissant.
So,
If
croissant
you didn't,
roll!
if you didn't have inspiration, Penelope, you would get it again because that was delightful. Acknowledged by the DM, that was delightful.
So, Carne Meru. What are these people that stole the book? Why did they steal the book? Are you going to turn out to betray us in the end? Because I've done that before and I am not doing it again.
They did not steal the book. They seek the book from its citadel where it is currently protected. I would have you seek them out and dissuade them or stop them from stealing this book to begin with.
Oh, okay, so we're just going to talk to them. We can do that.
Why do they want to steal the book?
I did not ask them because, as I said, I am unable to act against them. I did not wish to try and speak to them, threaten them, and have them laugh at me, and he looks at Bardbot.
Bardbot waves like this, but in like this form, this ridiculous form. So it's very, very ridiculous.
Now, if we go talk to them, are they gonna talk to us, or are they gonna try and like kill us?
I suspect you will have to find out. I cannot say. I do not possess the magic of foresight. If I did, I would have not summoned all of you. And he glances at Barbot again.
Bardbot steps forward, and like the magical disguise just kind of falls off Bardbot. And it would be like a magical glitter that would come down, but I'm not sure what it looks like in this scenario. So it just might be like a black and white silver glitter dust that steps forward. Bardbot looks back up and says, "Who are these creatures who have this book? Do you know of them? Do you know who they are? Do you know of their people?"
The book belongs to me. It is in a citadel far away in the mountains, protected. But the divination magic that I was able to perform suggests that these interlopers seek my book, which I wish to prevent.
No, we got that part. But who are
Yes.
the interlopers?
And at this point, Bardbot keeps like flipping his hat and just changing into different races. Just like different races of all the lands, just being like, how about this? How about this? How about this? How about this? And just like elves and dwarves and, turtles, everything.
Now do a demon. Now do an imp. Now do a tabaxi.
Meow! Yeah, it's great.
It annoys me, but inspiration, again, for Velvet. In response to your question, the creature says, they are peasants, servants, rodents, pond scum, little tiny things that seek to upset what I am building.
So Bardbot turns himself into a tiny little rat creature in a very shabby robe with like a little stick, kind of like Splinter from the Ninja Turtles, the 90s Ninja Turtles movie, a little bit like that. And it looks up at him and go like this.
Rodent?
Oh, we could take that. We could take that right there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, probably.
Yeah, we can take them.
The creature points to the left. You didn't notice it before, but there too is a thin spot, almost like a smudgy window that you can barely see through if you struggle, and says, that is where the citadel rests, in that direction.
Okay.
Go now.
What do we get in return?
My spell prevents you from dying on the Shadowfell, so you should have no fear of death. However, on this plane, there are fates worse than death.
Debatable, but okay.
Okay, speaking of fates that are like worse than death, you said this place is in a far off mountain place. Are we gonna have to walk? Like, can't you do like a teleporty thing?
No. Well, I could. I'm not going to.
Well, and also, like, I'm thinking about your croissant. Will we get home at the end of this?
Will you get home? Yes. Eventually, the spell will wear off. I cannot tell you exactly when. It is somewhat experimental, as you can see, and he tosses a gaze at Bardbot again.
Bardbot drops the disguise one more time, and then with the eyebrows moves the analog eyebrows into a very like quizzical, like, why are you looking at me kind of form.
Well, we will get home. We cannot die. I'm all right with this.
Yeah. All right, guys, we have a mission. We gotta help. Okay, let's do this, right? Let's do this.
Skeeter takes off their hat before she walks through the door, so it doesn't get lost in the process.
So before we continue, we do have one boon that is going to Hope. So Hope, the next time you would fall prone on your turn, you may stand for free without using any of your movement. Parkour!
Parkour!
And so you exit the building much in the same way that you walk through the wall. You feel that disconcerting feeling of falling again, except this time it lasts for 10 or 12 seconds. You once again gather on the outside of the wall, and you see the mountains in the distance, but it's really impossible to tell how far away, because all you see is a vast shimmering gray. To the left, you see what looks to be flat plains. To the right, you see what looks to be a rugged forest. Both are going in the direction of the mountain.
Okay, we can either take the plains or the forest. Which one do you guys want to go? Because obviously you guys know which way I want to go.
Should have asked for better directions.
I mean, I'm more of a woodsy person myself.
Yeah.
I believe we should follow the small one of nature.
Don't worry, guys. I'll get you through this.
Would you like to make a survival check, Hope? I keep saying Hope. Penelope.
Would you like to?
Would you like to?
Yeah,
The DM says, would you like to? You better.
It's optional.
Penelope's just like, la, 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 la. Okay, let's go.
Yeah. No, you just want to go. Okay, no problem.
Yep.
So you're gonna go. You're gonna walk toward the forest. But before we do that, a very generous person or people has donated one boon to each of you. So Hope, you are going to get +1 to your next nature check. As a blonde man with a strange accent jumps out from behind a tree and says, "Crikey, that's a big croc!" Skeeter, you may apply a -1 penalty to an enemy's damage roll as the aggressive gleam in your eye startles your foe for just a moment. Bardbot, you get a +1 to your next acrobatics check as you're having a great hair day, and it improves your aerodynamics. Hestra, you get +1 to your next dexterity saving throw as your goat yoga has your enemies saying "ba."
Oh, pretty sure a snake person would eat the goat.
And Zach and Zar, +1 to your next wisdom saving throw. As a wise man once said, "If you look hard enough, there's a quote for every situation." I am that wise man.
Gary, I missed it. Mine's a +1 to what?
You can apply a -1 damage penalty to your enemy's attack roll.
Nice.
All right. So you are going to the forest, scrolling down past the plains. So you walk toward the forest, and it feels like in the blink of an eye, you're at the edge of it. It's almost like a rugged mountain forest, like what you'd see at the base of a mountain, even though there are no mountains nearby. Yeah, you can continue walking through and make any checks that you'd like, but the trees are very close together.
I suppose Penelope would like to make you would like this time to make a nature check to help find the best and quickest path for everyone to comfortably walk.
Absolutely. Go for it. And you get a +1 for you.
I will take that and my +1, which is great because it's an 8. I'm a little halfling. I can walk anywhere. You guys follow me.
Oh no.
You're walking forward completely unhindered by the tightness of the of the terrain. Bardbot is like walking through, branches are hitting it in the face. Zach and Zar is crunching back and forth for no particular reason. Could I get a marching order?
I guess Penelope is first.
Yeah, okay.
I think
Skeeter will follow Penelope.
Okay, I'll be third then,
No
confidently
particular
striding
reason.
forward in my thigh-high boots, going through the mud, pretending like no sticks are hitting me in the face.
And then
I'm at the back because I used to be a bodyguard, and I'm telling this story to Hesthra, who's standing right in front of me, just very loudly and not very subtly even at all, that I used to be a bodyguard, and it's my job to block the client from any incoming.
Oh, that's really
Weapon.
cool. Do you ever almost get killed?
Oh yeah, lots of times.
Oh wow. I've never almost no. There was the one time that I got really really bad food poisoning. That, I mean, technically that was almost a death. Not to brag, but that's not a brag.
Penelope, what is your passive perception check? Your passive perception score, I should say.
It's a 12.
It's a 12. So you're walking forward. Skeeter, you are walking forward. Bardbot, you are walking forward. You don't see anything really out of the ordinary. You notice that the trees are trees, but they're gray and look lifeless, as if devoid of the spark that you would usually see in nature. Penelope, perhaps to you, this might even be offensive, as these living things are in this state of gloom. As you walk forward, however, Hestra, you are the only one that notices this.
Oh.
The ground beneath you, it's almost like ice. It's not slippery, but it's almost like you can see through the ground into something. But what you don't see is emerging from the ground in front of Penelope is 3 creatures are rising, twisted and misshapen. They have 2 gibbering heads side by side and spindly arms. At the end of each are 6 wicked-looking talons. They're 7 feet tall, and they advance on you. Let's roll initiative.
Okay.
An initiative.
All right, Penelope, what'd you get?
17.
Very good. Tennessee, what'd you get?
7.
Bardbot, what'd you get?
10.
Estra?
18.
Okay. And Zach and Zar?
11.
11. Okay. So all of you are stunned by these creatures. Does anyone have arcana, nature? Well, we know at least one of you has nature, history, or cartography. All right. On your turn, Hope, I'm going to let you make a nature check. But for now, none of you saw these creatures emerge from what looks to be a icy plain. They just spring up out of the ground and advance on you. Their mouths are gnashing and their claws are flashing, and they approach you with an incomparable ferocity.
I have the alert feature. I can't be surprised. if that
Aha!
helps.
Then you may act. Yes. It is your go. So you may make your check, your nature check, to see if you can determine anything.
What is that? It's a 11.
Huh. You can tell for sure that this is a creature that wants to attack you.
I know that that's a thing that wants to attack us.
Okay. What would you like to do?
Oh, am I taking my turn?
Yeah, you can take your turn. Yep.
Okay, then I think Penelope would just be like, "Eek!" And just as she kind of brings her hands up, she just casts Entangle on it. So
Okay.
all of these vines just kind of come up and start to wrap themselves around them.
Okay. So Two of them seem to tear through your entangling vines with their claws, but one of them is clearly stuck. It's pushing at the vines and trying to get away. It doesn't even understand what's happening because the creation of life in this dark, gloomy plane is so rare. Do they take damage from that, or are they just
Nope,
restrained?
they're just restrained if they fail.
Okay. So then, does anybody else have the ability not to be surprised? Okay.
And it is difficult terrain if they're
It is
if they're
difficult
headed
terrain. Okay.
Yes.
So the two will be able to get through past your difficult terrain because they're quite fast.
Okay.
And they weren't particularly far away. The other one is going to spend his turn trying to break free. Is that correct? Penelope?
Yes.
Okay. He does not succeed. He is not able to break. Your entangling vines are just too powerful. Okay. But the creatures are going to attack you with flashing claws. The first one is going to attack you twice. I'm assuming that an 11 is going to miss you.
It will miss.
Okay. What about a 14?
14 meets.
Okay, 14 meets. So you take 11 damage from the first hit.
Owie.
And the second two claws, that's a 12, and it does of course a 20 hits. And that is for 10 damage.
Okay.
Yeah. Great. So now we're going to go to the top of the round. Hestra, you see these two creatures snapping their jaws, clawing away at Penelope. What would you like to do?
How far away am I from them?
You're about 20 feet away.
Okay. I'm gonna slither right on up to one of them.
Okay.
Whip out the rapier and go for a stab.
Mm-hmm.
Don't touch my new friend! That is... Ooh, an 11 to hit.
11 will not hit.
Okay. As a bonus action, I am going to give some bardic inspiration to Penelope, but I am also doing a mote of potential, and I'm going to give you, if you want to try and do the nature check again, I'm going to make it an ability check mote, which means you can basically get advantage on your bardic inspiration die. So you roll twice, and then you pick the higher number to use.
Wow.
Oh, that's very cool.
Yeah.
Okay. Penelope, it's your go again.
Okay, so what was that thing I could do? It's I could do another nature check to figure out what these things are, and use a bardic inspiration.
Yep.
Okay,
You can make a nature check. Yep.
Okay,
You basically
great.
just have advantage on the inspiration die,
Okay, so
which is a D8.
D8, thank you. Okay, and that would be. I got an 8 on one. Yay! So it's a 10 plus 13. That's a 23.
A 23. Wow. So you know exactly what these are.
Okay.
These are called Sorrowsworn. They're said to prey on the emotions that run hot in the Shadowfell. If you can figure out the emotion that they crave, you might be able to use that against them.
Okay. 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 Penelope's going to use her 6 seconds to just yell, "Everybody pick a different emotion, okay? I'm picking excited."
Okay. That's awesome. All right. Zakinzar.
About how far back am I?
You're
from-
about 25 feet behind them.
All right, so I'm gonna use my movement to get up to the closest one that's to me. And as I'm running up, I pull out from my belt what looks like just a hilt. This is the Sunblade, and I'm gonna use my bonus action to make the blade come out. And then I'm like, my eyes, and then I'm just gonna try to hit the nearest one.
Okay, go for it.
All right, it's gonna be a 17 to hit.
Yep.
And it's going to be 7 radiant damage, and if it's undead, I need to roll another d8.
It is not undead.
Can I use my second hit? Strike as
Yes,
an action?
yes, you can and
All
should.
right. Cool. That's going to be a 16 to hit.
Yep.
And wow, I'm rolling terrible. Another 7 damage, radiant damage.
Your strikes with your saber of light repeatedly batter this creature, and it's clear that it's done some damage. But what I just noticed is the chat has provided me 2 banes to apply. So we're going to roll randomly and see who gets what. 5. That is Zakanzar. Zakanzar, you lose 1 hit die as a wave of gloomy paranoia washes over you. You are in a dark place and you know it. And then the second bane applied. No, I'm not going to apply it to Zakanzar again. I'm not going to apply it to Zakanzar again. Third Bardbot.
Bring it.
The next time the next time you roll initiative in the first round of combat, you may not use a bonus action.
Oh, that's awful. Wow. Okay.
But it is, so that was Zakanzar's tune. It is your go, Bardbot. This won't apply until the next combat.
Yep. Okay, so Bardbot is going to confidently stride forward, taking off Bardbot's hat. As Bardbot takes off its hat, it moves its head around, and these wondrous golden locks, dulled by the Shadowfell, start coming down like a shampoo commercial. And everybody around me, so 4 people, because that's my charisma modifier, who can see this, and I assume everybody can see this because I'm making a very big display. You all gain 8 temporary hit points.
Oh, yes.
And you, as a reaction, immediately can move your entire movement without provoking an opportunity attack.
Ooh.
Oh my god!
That was my bonus action.
Hester's just a little bit in love. That's fantastic.
Yeah, that's amazing.
So as the luscious locks are coming down, Fey magic just encapsulating Bardbot. Bardbot looks over at one of the creatures and casts suggestion. The suggestion being run away and don't come back.
Run away and don't come back.
That would be a spell save 15, wisdom 15.
Oh, I look wiser than I actually would appear, you'd think. We'll see what happens on their turn.
Okay.
Who's left is Skeeter.
Skeet. Yeah, so how far is Skeeter currently?
You're about 15 feet away from them.
All right.
Unless you wanted to use your movement immediately as a reaction, and then you could be just beside them.
Yeah, so Skeeter's going to duck about 15 feet back, using Mask of the Wild, taking cover. And then for action, Skeeter is going to target maybe the one that looks the most dangerous or the most damaged.
Okay.
And fire off my hand crossbow.
They all look about the same in terms of damage, in terms of danger. It's just
which one is closest?
There is one that was damaged by Zakanzar's Saber of Light.
Which one's closest to my new friends here?
They're basically the one that was damaged, and the one that isn't is adjacent to. They're both adjacent.
Let's go with
to
the
Penelope.
damaged one.
Okay.
Oh, that is 19.
Yes, that's a hit.
All right. And full damage. That's 11 points.
Oh wow. Okay. Anything else? Do you have a second attack?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
Same thing, and that is 21 to hit.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But only 6 points of damage this round.
That one is looking quite hurt. It's now their turn. They are both going to continue to attack Hope. The third one is going to attempt to... No, it doesn't break the entangle.
Oh, wait. Just a point of order. Did anybody use their reaction to move their entire...
Oh, yeah.
away
We
from
could use
everything?
it. We could use it right away.
You
Yep.
can use it immediately as a reaction
Oh,
and
okay.
provoke 0 opportunity attacks. So
Then
everybody
yes,
can move out of combat.
Penelope
Okay,
would
totally
like to
fine.
move
Yep.
all
I
the
would
way
have popped
back.
back. I would have gone, like, if I could, just 15 feet back.
Sure. Yeah, no problem.
Penelope will
you're
take her full.
ducking out of the holy crap zone. Yep.
Yeah. I stayed right up on him.
Okay, yeah, and they are both going to attack you, Zakenzar. So AC 20 and AC 19.
Ooh, yeah, that's gonna get me.
Okay. So you take 11 damage from the first, and 10 damage from the second, and I forgot to get Penelope to do this. Can I have a charisma saving throw, Zakenzar, please?
Oh, that should hopefully be all. That should turn out all right. Yeah, it's gonna be a 21.
21. Oh yeah, no, you're totally fine. You see that these creatures, they have the same sort of flesh that you do, but it seems pockmarked with the only thing that you can describe as inky black stains, and their talons are like dripping in this black ichor. But they're ferociously attacking you, just throwing caution to the wind and continually just battering down on you. And then the second one is going to attempt to attack you, Zakenzar. I'm assuming that a 13 is going to miss.
Oh yeah.
That was my high roll. As this fighting continues, the ground beneath you begins to shake. Could I have a dexterity saving throw from all of you, please? They seem to be unaffected.
Somebody get. Oh, I got a 1, but I'm a halfling, so I'm lucky.
Roll again.
18.
Dirty 20.
30, 20,
8.
8.
25.
Ooh, 17.
Okay. So Hope and Bardbot, you feel like you're falling again. It's almost as though you're falling through the ground. Except this time it seems to last longer. It seems to last a few minutes. You hit the ground and there's no damage. You aren't hurt, but you no longer see your friends. You still see the enemies, but your friends have disappeared. And then it's your Hesthra, you're first. You see that this massive quake of the ground has drawn your friends down into it, and you no longer see them except you, because of your perception. And you're the only one that noticed that the ground was reflective. You actually look down, and it's almost like the ground is a mirror, except instead of seeing your own shadow, you see Penelope and Bardbot upside down beneath your feet.
It's the upside down. Is anyone within 20 feet of these two creatures?
Yes, Zakenzar.
Am I able to position something so that it hits the back of the creatures and not Zach?
Oh, absolutely. Yep.
Okay. I pull a little bead off my necklace and I chuck it at them, and it's time for a motherfucking fireball!
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Time for a fireball! Make a dex saving throw, please.
All right. It's probably only going to get 2 of them because one of them is behind in the entangle. Okay. What is my dex bay?
An amazing one-shot item.
Yeah.
Throw fireballs as well.
Yeah, I rolled pretty well. 18 and 21.
Oh, you.
Oh.
I guess that's fine.
Oh, thanks, I think.
I mean, my DC is only a 14, but you still take half, I believe.
You should,
for a
yeah, it should be half.
fireball. Okay, well, you still take half. All right. Then I have to do a lot of math. Hang on. 21. Half 21.
Yeah, that's 21 damage. Okay, so they each take some.
Yeah.
One of them looks very hurt.
Good.
And we have another boon. So I'm going to give this one to Skeeter. Skeeter, the next time you would have disadvantage on a ranged attack roll because an enemy is adjacent to you, you can choose to roll that attack with advantage instead because you say, I'm not locked in here with you. You're locked in here with me.
I like that.
So that was Hestra. Penelope, your friends have disappeared, but you still see the three creatures. It's exactly as it was, except your friends have disappeared. You do see Bardbot, though.
What just happened? Where'd they go? We have to get back to our friends. They could be in danger.
And Penelope is just going to kind of like lash out a bit and like hit her hands on the ground.
Okay.
And from her, erupting earth is gonna like pile
Okay.
down through them.
All right. I make a save.
Dexterity saving throw.
All right. That's a failure. That's a failure. And the guy that's entangled made passed.
Okay, so that'll be 18 points of bludgeoning damage.
Okay. 18. And half if they saved?
Yes.
So the guy that has been wounded, the earth erupts and batters him, and it falls to the ground, lifeless. Hestra, Zakinzar, Skeeter, you see one of the creatures fall to the ground, but you don't see what caused it to take damage. Zakinzar.
Zach just goes, yo, and just moves on to the next one. I'm going to make first stab at this guy's going to be a 13.
Okay, that is a miss.
All right, but the second swing is going to be a 22 to hit.
That will hit.
Cool. And 12 radiant damage.
Sounds good. Any movement, any bonus action?
Nah.
Okay. You good. Bardbot, it is just you and Penelope. You don't have the passive perception to notice what is happening. All you see is Penelope has destroyed one of the creatures, one of them is still far away, and your friends have abandoned you.
Do I have enough perception to be able to see if the creatures have changed form at all?
They have
do
not.
they look any different?
They
They
have
look
not
exactly
changed
the
form.
same.
They look exactly the same.
Okay. Well, the Bardbot's oblivious to everything going on. So Bardbot's just going to point forward and cast vicious mockery, saying, your lack of saturation is an insult to all colors. And it's got to make a wisdom 15 saving throw.
Okay, if you didn't have inspiration, you would have it now. But I
All
did
this
fail.
inspiration.
I did fail.
Okay, so you take 2d4 psychic damage from the cutting words of my horrible thing, and you have disadvantage on your next attack roll.
Yeah. Okay. I can't not take that, right? I just have to.
Yeah, you can't. Yeah, it's part of if you fail, it's part of the thing.
I just don't want to take it. That's all.
It's too bad. I'm going to keep making fun of you in character.
Too damn
So
bad.
All right. Okay, so after Bardbot is Skeeter.
Oh, yeah. All right. So Skeeter is going to go for the most damaged one again.
Yep. Okay.
Same thing. Firing off crossbow.
Okay.
That is an 18 to hit.
Yep. Okay. That hits.
Oof. Only 6 points of damage on that one.
All right. Second attack.
Dirty 20.
That also hits. Yep.
And that is 8 points of damage.
All right. It's looking quite hurt, but it is their go. So Zach, the one that's adjacent to you, is going to attempt to attack you twice. I'm assuming that a 21 is going to hit. And a critical hit is going to hit you too, right? Okay.
Oh no,
Wow.
not the critical hit. That
Okay.
won't work.
So the crit is 19 damage, and the non-crit is 11 damage. The other guy is going to try and break free. He does. So all he can do is break free, right? He can't spend his movement. Penelope.
That's a good question.
Okay, well, if he can, he will attempt to move forward to get into combat with all of you. And then the ones that are attacking Bardbot and Penelope will attack. One of them is going to go attack Penelope. One of them is going to attack Bardbot. Penelope, we established that 13 misses you, but a 22 will hit.
Yep.
For 9 damage.
Okay.
And 2 on Bardbot. The one that attacked, that you insulted, is coming for you. He's rolling with disadvantage. And a 12, I'm assuming he's going to miss.
Oh, 15 is the number you're looking for.
But that is a 15. So you take 9 points of damage.
Ouch. Okay.
Because you've got that bardic constitution. Hestra, do you have anything that you would like to do? Would you like to, use a bonus action to use that belt to make a check with proficiency that you didn't have before, or?
Sure. What kind of check are we looking for?
You could make Arcana or
what a hint.
History.
What a hint. I have 0 in both of those. So, my proficiency is 3. Do you round up or down?
Down.
To do halves?
Yeah.
Down? Okay. Okay, well, we're just gonna roll with a +1 then. It doesn't matter. It could be Arcana, I guess. Yeah, that's a 4.
You could have rolled with inspiration if you wanted.
Sure. Yeah. Let's do that. Inspiration is just a d6, correct?
No, it's just you can just roll another d20.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's just advantage. Well, never mind. We'll do that. It's a 12.
A 12. So yeah, you know because Hope told you that these creatures seem to have an emotion that they prey on, and if you figure out what emotion resonates with them, you can use it against them.
Okay. Remembering that, which I was going to do this turn, I try and think of the saddest memory that I have.
Okay.
And I bottle that up and I let it boil over a little bit inside of me. Do they look like they're reacting in any way, or?
They don't seem to be, no.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then I'm going to step a little bit closer to one of them so that I'm within 10 feet, and I'm going to cast Poison Spray.
Okay.
It's only 11 points.
Okay. Only 11 points.
I'm going to shout out, pick an emotion to the other people here. Not sadness.
Okay. Penelope, it's your go. You can make a nature check with advantage this turn.
Okay. Right click and advantage. All right. It is a 21.
21. So they are being very aggressive and angry, and you wonder what would happen if you did the opposite.
Okay. All right. You know what? Everybody, no, everybody's not here. Bardbot, we just have to show them kindness.
And Penelope's going to use her movement to run up and give it a hug.
Oh, that's exactly what I was going to do too.
Okay, we'll see what happens on your turn. Zach and Zar.
So I'm used to doing what women tell me to do. So I think really hard for a second, and it's really painful. Thinking is so hard, man. Oh no. But I think about the first time that I visited a surface city, and it was the greatest day of my life.
Okay.
I tried skewered meat for the first time, like grilled skewered meat, and it was the best thing that has ever happened to me. And it was so joyful.
Okay. Are you going to do anything else?
I wait for a second and see if that does anything.
It doesn't immediately yield any benefit, no?
Then I'm gonna joyfully hack at it with my sword.
Joyfully hack at it then.
And the first is gonna be a 22 to hit.
Yep.
For 11 radiant damage. This overjoys me even more.
Okay.
And my second swing is gonna just be a 15 to hit.
That does not hit.
I was a little too excited and missed.
So, Zach and Zar, you hear something. It's almost like the sound of combat, but it's not something you can beyond what you already are hearing. It's like you're hearing some muffled sounds from another room. And then they are going to go. Penelope, the one that you're hugging, it doesn't react to you. It doesn't attack you, and it's got its arms up like this, and its heads are turning in opposite directions, like it doesn't really know what to do. Bardbot, what did you do on your turn? Did I miss you?
You
I think
might
I
have
missed you.
me.
I think I missed you. What?
You might have missed me.
I missed you. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Bardbot is going to take its fingers and with a flourish run across the brim of the Hat of Disguise while spinning around. At the completion of the spin, it will turn itself into what it thinks the young of one of these creatures looks like. And as a baby three-headed beast, it will like waddle towards this creature, looking for the love and affection that only a parent can provide.
Okay. It doesn't attack you.
It nuzzles with Bardbot nuzzles with three heads. I'm a very method actor, so this is how it works out.
It doesn't attack you. You're adjacent to it, and it doesn't attack you. However, on the other side, Hestra, Zakinzar, and Skeeter, the same is not true. So Zakinzar, 2 attacks on you. One of them is gonna miss, but I'm assuming a critical hit still hits you, right?
No, it doesn't. Okay. It doesn't, Gary.
Ow.
So 17 damage from the critical hit.
Oh, he goes down.
Oh,
like
no!
a
Zakinzar drops to the ground.
You can't die.
Zakinzar drops to the ground, and then the other one is going to go to Skeeter. Now adjacent to Skeeter, and one hit. I'm assuming a 27 hits.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. 8 damage.
All right.
All right. Hestra, you have seen Zakinzar go down. Your sadness did not seem to have any effect, nor did Zakinzar's joy. The glee with which Zakinzar sliced and diced this creature seemed to have no effect on it. Shockingly. What would you like to do?
Can I make a perception check to see what's happening below us?
Absolutely. Yep.
Okay, I'm gonna do that. While running to Zakinzar to dump some healing in him.
Okay.
It's an 11.
You know what? I'm not. You don't even need to roll.
12.
I'm going to say that you know what's there. You've been following it from the beginning. It kind of looks like Penelope is hugging one of them, and Bardbot is no longer there. But there's a weird creature that's sort of nuzzling up into the crotch of this thing, and you don't know why.
Okay. I'll shout to Skeeter. Don't be hostile. Be nice to it. And I'm gonna
Don't be nice to it.
Be nice to it. Trust me.
Hey, get her okay.
I'm gonna cast Cure Wounds on Zach. So you get you get 10 points of healing back.
Ooh, nice.
Oh,
Yeah.
very
Oh,
nice.
wait. What level am I casting this at? 3rd. Why not? Let me do some
Go
more.
for it.
Hang on. Let me roll some more. 19 instead.
Oh, that is
right.
that is
19
better
HP
than
back.
10.
It
Yes.
certainly is.
By 9.
Hester, is there anything you'd like to do other than
Yeah, I'd like to start moving towards one of the creatures, but with my hands up. Like, I'm not here to fight you.
Okay, got it. Penelope, you have this squishy, gross, inky black spotted creature in your embrace. What would you like to do?
I would like to let me make sure I have it at this level. Yes, I do have it prepared. I would like to cast Beast Bond.
Okay. What does it do?
I establish a telepathic link with a beast that I touch. Now that is friendly to me. Now it didn't attack me, so I don't know.
But if it fails, if it has intelligence of 4 or less.
So you, before you cast it, you think that this isn't a beast. You think it's probably closer to a humanoid. From what you've seen, this place tends to corrupt things. So you think this might be a corrupted humanoid of some kind that has been driven into a rage by some past event. So you don't think that beast bond would work. You would know that. You're experienced enough. Yeah.
Okay, interesting. So I feel like this is I don't have okay. I'm going to speak with it then in common and just say
We're here for you. We will try to help you as much as we can.
And Penelope is going to cast Healing Spirit.
Okay. I can't give you inspiration because you already have inspiration. So that was delightful. I'm going to give you a major boon. Okay. You get +2 to your next persuasion check as you lead with a joke that kills. Why did the dwarf tumble down the mountainside? Because she loved to rock and roll. So you can make a note of that. That was well deserved. Who is 11? 11 is Skeeter. What are you going to do, Skeeter? It is your turn.
So I see Hesthra like slowly approaching with her hands up, right? And they didn't attack her. Right?
Yep.
Okay. All right. So Skeeter's very like kind of skeptical about this.
Okay.
But just sort of like puts her crossbow down and she's like, all right, good little beastly looking animal. We are friends, not foe. I'm good. You're good. We're good. And then just like waits.
Okay. We'll see what happens on your turn. Bardbot, it's your go.
Okay, so Bardbot is going to look up at this creature and cast Minor Illusion, and using the Hat of Disguise is going to put a baseball glove onto Bardbot and Minor Illusion a baseball glove onto the creature, and then is going to use Minor Illusion to make a small baseball and then to move away as if they're about to play an afternoon game of catch.
Okay, so I can't give you another inspiration because you have it. But I will give you a major boon, and that major boon is this. This is a 00. Once you can forego rolling an attack, and instead you can make that a critical hit. As you strike, time slows, and all eyes everywhere in every reality are watching you.
Well, I mean,
and in this
obvious.
moment, you're certain that an attack has never looked cooler.
I mean, Bardbot always thinks that everything that Bardbot does. So, this is
so after Bardbot is Zach.
Zach is really confused. He blacked out for a second, and suddenly they stopped fighting with things. And he yells over at Hester like, "What do I do?"
Hug it!
And he kind of looks at it. He's like, "Ugh. Well, I guess I've wrestled worse things." And so he just like grabs it in a big like crunchy bear hug.
So on their turn, Penelope and Bardbot, they hiss and they try and pull away from you, withdrawing into the ground, into some sort of shadow form. Are you going to stop them? You could take an opportunity attack if you like. They're moving your threatened space.
Bardbot's going to do an underhanded throw as the speaker in Bardbot's chest begins playing like a really happy afternoon tune. like think like raindrops keep falling on my head. This is like and he's tossing a ball and it's going to be really sad because she's never going to catch the ball, but Bardbot's not going to show that. They're playing catch.
Okay, sounds good. The other two are also going to withdraw. You hear a sickening hiss as they disappear, and we are out of initiative.
Yay!
Did they leave behind like a little? You said they disappeared into shadow. Is it like a puddle of shadow?
No, they sort of withdrew into the ground and just sort of spread out and traveled through it, as opposed to shadow puddles.
Okay.
Although
Hestra shouts out, "I'm sorry, we hurt you."
You notice that that Zakenzar does have some black ichor on his armor, although it didn't seem to affect him very much.
Okay, we're gonna.
I have a
try
very
and wipe that
important.
off.
I have a very important question though. What was the approximate texture when I hugged it?
Kind of squishy, like an old grape.
Ew.
Not like completely moldy, but more like it's been sitting on the counter for a few days. It's kind of wrinkly, and if you pick it up, it like squishes out a little bit of grape goo.
Ew. That's a person, not a grape.
All right, aren't we all just days old grapes in the end?
I feel that way.
Are we still on the under?
Yes, you are still on the underside, and Hope, you now do notice that now that there's no combat, that your friends are below you.
Hestra leans down and like presses her face against it, and she says, "Hello, can you hear me?"
Penelope does the same. Can I
Bardbot drops the form, and then just basically does like a straight back pratfall onto the ground, just like thunk, and just tries to be like, I wonder if I can just go woo, like Inception style, like Bardbot just basically like goes stick forward and just falls backwards.
Yeah, it doesn't work.
Okay.
Looks great though. Skeeter, do you have anything that you want to do while everybody? You see Hestra's like kind of got her face on the ground. It's weird. The snake is like sort of prone on the ground, and it's like squishing its face up against it. And it's like, hello. And you do hear something coming from below you now. It's almost like somebody is sort of yelling at you from the other side of the house, and you can't quite make it out. It's a really high pitched voice.
Well, Hester, don't call them back.
No, I'm not talking to them. I'm talking to our friends. Look down. It's like a weird little layer cake thing, and they're upside down.
Can Skeeter see it as well?
Yes.
So Skeeter like kind of does a little jump, both boots in the air. It's like, whoa, how y'all getting down there? How we get them back up here?
Zach just walks over next to Skeeter with his javelin out and starts just poking the ground with it.
No,
Just like,
don't stab them.
poke. No, like next to them. Not like poking the friends, but poking a hole beside the friends that maybe they could reach through.
I know.
Skeeter takes their quarterstaff and tries to do the same thing.
Oh.
Bardbot uses the hat of disguise to look exactly like Skeeter, and then stands exactly where Skeeter is standing, trying to make a perfect reflection underneath.
Whoa.
And then, it is just trying to do the exact same thing.
Look, I'm dancing.
The dance is amazing.
Is the ground? What is it made of?
It's made of. It feels sort of like the texture of glass, but it's not at all. Doesn't feel breakable. Like if you hit it, it wouldn't shatter like glass. It just sort of has that iced over feel and look of frosted glass. Like you can sort of see through it, but not quite. And 10, for that lovely dance, for one round, all your attacks do triple damage to objects. You can use that anytime you want.
All right.
Objects.
We have like a nice big thing we gotta destroy. That'll be dope. Can Hestra focus on trying to get, like, the only thought is getting through to my other companions.
Yep.
Can I just try and like reach through the ground and try and grab Penelope?
Make me an insight check.
Okay. Insight check. Okay. Nope. It's a 9.
Oh.
I have a +4, but I rolled a 5. So
Oh yeah. Nothing really springs to mind, but maybe if somebody helped you, maybe if you noodled it together, you might be able to come up with a solution.
Skeeter could lend an inspiration.
Oh, all right. Why don't you re-roll that check with advantage, Hestra?
okay, I can do that. Thank you. Oh my god.
Oh no.
Wow.
It's just not meant to be.
It's the same number.
What?
I rolled 2 5s. Do doubles explode in this game?
Okay. So you remember, now that you're thinking about it, the divine inspiration from Skeeter has given you some insight into this situation.
As it usually does.
You remember that in the compound there were parts that were thinner than others that you were able to travel through. So you think that if you were to use some checks like investigation or survival, and you were to keep within sight of your allies below you, eventually you would be able to push through. But then the question becomes, which is the right side?
Which side? And our friend did not help us at all. I'm gonna shout to the people on the other side, but also so my companions on this side can hear. We need to find a place where the veil is thin.
And
I don't know if this is
walking
translated.
around, he takes 4 more javelins out, and he offers them around to his friends, and he just starts poking the ground, just like do. He's like humming a little song. It's a very cheerful little song, but just like.
We're like testing for oil.
I motion for Penelope and Bardbot to come with us so that we're all within the same 5 feet of each other.
So I once again go across the hat of disguise, and I turn myself into a larger version of Penelope. And I begin helping Penelope do whatever nature skill checks that she needs to do. So there's small Penelope and then slightly bigger Penelope walking around. So any skill check you do, I'm just going to assist you on it because I'm useless without a crowd.
Make me a survival check, Penelope, please, with advantage.
I can definitely do that. Survival, give me something good. It's an 18.
An 18. Oh, absolutely. You're able to find a thin spot quite easily. In fact, it's not very far from you. It's beneath a particularly sad-looking tree. The question is, who's going to dive in? You and Bardbot, or Skeeter, Hestra, and Zaknar?
Oh, is there
How's it look down there?
How does it look
down here?
Does it look exactly the same?
It looks exactly the same.
I have an idea. I don't know if anything will come of it, but Hestra wraps herself around her broom, which stays just straight up when she starts to coil around it, and she says, "Up, damn it!" which is the code word to make it fly, and she just shoots straight up into the air.
Okay.
I want to get a better vantage point to see, because we're looking for a citadel.
Yep.
I want to
Absolutely.
see.
You can see when you fly up, you can see far in many different directions. You know generally where you're going. You can't see the citadel from this distance, but you seem to be going in the right direction. What you can tell for sure is that this plane, and particularly this part of the plane, is playing with your perceptions both of time and space. So there are places that you think look close but could be far away, and there are places that are far away you think could be close. You can tell that from up here you're not able to really get a good sense of where to go or how long it'll take beyond going in the direction of the mountain. And while you're flying, something gets into your ear. It's almost like an earworm. You take 5 psychic damage as you hear your most hated earworm echoing across the wind. Yes, it is Friday.
I hate it here. Good thing I have these 8 temporary HP points. Okay. I am going to then turn around and do a nosedive straight into the thin part near the tree, and I want to do the exact same thing on the other side.
Okay, so you're basically gonna dive through the fabric and then
straight up into the air on the other side.
Basically the same thing happens. Okay. You do see Bardbot and Penelope. You kind of do you buzz the tower, and so you go up. It's more or less the same thing. Perceptions are a challenge, but what you do notice is that it's starting to get tiring to push through these weak spots, particularly because you are already tired from going through the rugged terrain of the forest. You take a level of exhaustion.
Great. So I don't see anything different at all about this.
No, it's more or less exactly the same. It's a carbon copy of what you saw on the other side.
Okay, I'm gonna float back down, and in my exhausted state, just laid down on the ground, and look up at Bardbot and Penelope and say, "They look exactly the same."
So is it fair to assume that Zach and Skeeter jump through as well?
Yeah, I feel like we're outnumbered on this side. Zach, you want to dip down to the other side?
Whatever you want to do.
Skeeter
Go on ahead.
Takes her hat and jumps right through.
Zach just gathers up all his javelins and sticks them back in his backpack thing and just bloop right through.
All right. This sense of falling, takes a lot longer. It's actually a few minutes. And by the time you land, you're exhausted. So you each take a level of exhaustion as well.
Ooh.
So Penelope and I are the only two without a level of exhaustion.
Correct. Because you did not go through the door again.
From the floor, Hester just says, "Can we take a nap?"
So yes, we are going to take a nap. We are going to take a break, but we have just hit, I'm told, $400 of donations.
Hey.
So thank you to everybody who's donated so generously. And in our chat, I have said that I will sing a song as Skip for $400. So, it's this song. Great. So I am singing a song called Milkshake by Kellis. And then I'm going to take us to break. So thank you all for joining us. We'll be off for about 5 minutes. So here we go. Oh God. My milkshake brings the boys to the yard, and they're like, "It's better than yours." Damn right, it's better than yours. I can teach you, but I'd have to charge. My milkshake brings the boys to the yard, and they're like, "It's better than yours." Damn right, better than yours. I can teach you, but I'd have to charge. Thank you for your generous donations. So That's grateful to all of you.
Beautiful.
You.
Bravo,
bravo. Thank you, my friends. We are going to go to our break. Thank you so much. We are back. Thank you for sticking with us so far. So the intrepid heroes have rested, and they are recovered from their encounter with the Sorrowsworn. What would you like to do now?
Well, we have a mission we still have to do, right, guys? So let's head towards the mountain.
Okay, great.
All right.
Anybody who has a passive perception of 13 or better notices that the sheen on your skin has dulled just slightly. You might not have noticed it if your eyes weren't so keen to begin with.
We ain't as shiny anymore.
I mean, he did say I'm still as shiny and lustrous as always.
The like magic death wardy thing. He did say it was only going to last a certain amount of time.
Oh, then we better hurry.
Yeah.
So you advance forward, and you're traveling for about 2 hours. The terrain all runs together, and I would like everyone to make a wisdom saving throw, please.
Squeeze me?
Oh, I got a nat 20 for a 25.
Okay.
That's probably good enough, Penelope.
19.
19?
I get to use my boon for an 18.
Oh.
Nice.
7.
16. Oh no!
So Bardbot gets a 7. So you're all walking straight forward. And Bardbot is a giant creature. You hear them stop. And they turn 90 degrees. Sort of look over their shoulder and say, "Why are you going that way? The mountains are that way." Because Bardbot, in your view, the mountains have moved 90 degrees.
Bro, what are you talking about? It's right there.
Bardbot just points towards the mountains. And then
Zach points towards the other mountains.
and then once again, like adjusts the analog eyebrows into a quizzical fashion.
The place that we're in is messing with our heads. Can I cast Counter Charm?
Absolutely.
Which I just use as an action and is
Yes.
not a spell.
Nice.
It might not help, but you just get
You
advantage
are-
on saving throws for Frightened and Charmed.
I'm actually going to say that you're able to lift the veil that has obscured Bardbot's eyesight, and Bardbot can turn 90 degrees in the other way. As I said, mountains are that way.
So
Okay.
I'm pointing like 180 degrees from where I was just pointing, which is still 90 degrees in the opposite direction from where the mountains are.
No, you're going the right way. You're going the right way. 90 degrees
90
back
degree
toward the right
back.
way.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
you're-
In the opposite. Negative 90 degrees.
Negative 90 degrees. So you have once again captured the mountains in the right place. You're all going in the right direction now. So an hour passes again, and from what you've been described of this place, it mirrors your plane, that there are cities and people, but it's nothing that you've seen so far. Beyond the mountains and trees and the grass, what there is, you don't see that. So you can infer from that you're in one of the deeper, darker places on this plane.
Hey, Gary. Can I just make a quick history check to see if there's anything I can remember about learning about the Shadowfell?
Sure, go for it.
That's just a 13.
Okay. You know that the Shadowfell is an amalgam of multiple planes that was created by Shar, but you don't remember too much of the founding. You know that the negative energy plane, before it was destroyed, was rolled into the Shadowfell, so there are parts of the Shadowfell that are more negative and darker, less hospitable to life.
Do I, as the character, know the deity that is from this area?
Yes. So you know that there are multiple deities that call the Shadowfell home. The Raven Queen is here, and this is where she sorts the souls, and there are others too. There is no one god.
I was thinking of the Raven Queen.
Yeah. So you know that for sure.
Okay.
yeah,
As we're
go ahead.
walking, can I make just a quick reach out to her, see if maybe she can help us?
The Raven Queen?
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. How would you like to do that?
I mean, she doesn't have a god that she's connected to. She might now.
Okay.
But I think she would just sit on her broom and follow along behind her friends and put it on autopilot
Okay.
mentally and just kind of focus on calling out to her.
Sure. We will see what happens reaching out to the
Okay.
Raven Queen on her home plane.
Okay.
Um,
Okay.
So after about an hour, you continue traveling, and you come to a large pile of stones. They're clearly stacked haphazardly, not necessarily purposefully. Does anybody read Giant?
I do.
Oh,
Penelope loves giants.
so on this stone pile, there is an inscription that says, "Beyond this marker lies the domain of Medarius Brokenstone. Ye be warned."
Darius Brokenstone.
Gary, what was the name in my utility belt? Can you remind me?
It was Bragnar.
Bragnar. And it was Tempest?
Cleric of Tempest, yep. Or it's the Holy Symbol of Tempest, sorry.
Okay. Can I make a quick religion check to see if she knows who that is?
Sure.
Okay. Rachel knows who that is. It's a 15.
Yeah. You definitely know that Tempest is a good god.
Cool. Okay.
Penelope, while you're looking at the pile of stones, you actually also notice there are knickknacks and trinkets left carefully within the spaces. There's a mechanical bird, a lock of silver hair wrapped around a steel arrowhead, and there's a small icon of a vaguely humanoid creature, and half its face is covered. It's almost as though it was sanded off, and it's missing a leg. Skeeter, Zach, is there anything you would like to do while Penelope is looking at the stones?
Yeah, maybe just an investigation check to see if there's anything else around.
Absolutely. Yep.
I want to sort of hover over Penelope in case Penelope gets sucked through a weird hole again.
Okay.
So I could just grab her and pull her back out.
Sure.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah, no, that's a 12 from me.
Yeah, you what you do notice while you're sort of investigating, you don't find anything specific, but you do notice that there's a button on the bird's back. The one that Penelope found.
Penelope, did you say that there's a button on the bird's back? Can I
There
press
is?
it?
Well, I'm not gonna stop you.
Should I press it? I'm gonna press it. Let's press it. So Skeeter presses the button and is real happy about it.
So Skeeter presses the button, and the mechanical bird's wings flap, and its beak moves, almost as though it was singing, but it makes no sound.
Whoa.
Penelope would like to cast mending, like wondering if maybe it's just broken.
Okay. It doesn't seem to be.
Okay.
Either it was never meant to make a sound, or it's a sound you can't hear.
Bardbot's gonna pull a small pouch off of Bardbot's hip and then open it up, and then out from it, Bardbot's going to pull a pair of funny nose glasses, like a fake beard, and a feather. And Bardbot's going to walk over to the stones and then place it on there as like an offering in one of the nooks and crannies of all the stones.
Awesome.
Nice.
Maybe a Bardbot will make one of the stones, like put the funny nose glasses on the stone, make it like a pet rock, if the glasses will fit around something. Either way, Bardbot's going to give like some sort of offering to this pile of stones.
That is amazing. You tuck that in there, and you're able to hide it away. In the distance, sort of like what you heard before when you were on the other side of the ground from each other, you hear the muffled sounds of combat coming from behind the pile of stones. But you don't see anything.
Bardbot looks down.
Mm-hmm.
Is there something going on the other side of the Shadowfell?
No, it's definitely coming from this side of the plane.
What's behind the stone? Can we see anything behind the stones? Like, is it more stones?
It's just a pile of stones sort of in an open location. Behind it is just more grassland that you have to walk through. Yeah.
Before we leave this, can I don't know if I want to do like a religion check or an investigation check on the little figurine that's half sanded.
Sure. That is actually going to be a nature check.
No.
And
okay.
if you you can make it.
Okay, I'm gonna give myself inspiration.
Okay.
And I'm gonna give myself a mote of ability check.
Okay.
Okay. Well, that's not bad. 16. I have a +0, so.
You think it looks vaguely like a giant, but it's hard to tell. Like it's sort of some sort of offering token of a giant.
Okay.
Penelope, before we move on, would like to kind of investigate this silver hair, as she's heard many stories of how like hair given as a gift has much meaning to elven kind. So
okay, yeah, you can investigate.
Okay. That is a 13.
You don't really notice anything specific about it. Beyond that, what you do notice is that it is a very fine, tight knot that's tied around the arrowhead. So you think that the person who tied it had quite dexterous fingers. That's clear. It's almost like a surgeon's knot.
Oh.
If I had to describe it.
There's commotion going on. What do you think we should do? Should we go check it out or try to get past it?
I love a good commotion.
Okay.
Do any of us have the ability to sneak or view from afar?
I have
I'm a
pass
clanky
without
boy.
trace. I have a pass without trace if we'd like to use it.
Yeah, we better do that.
Penelope
For
just
sure.
kind of lets out this kind of dark fog or shadow that kind of engulfs us as she casts Pass Without Trace, which gives everybody a +10 to their stealth roll.
Wow. Okay. So can I take that to assume you'd like to make some stealth checks then?
Yep.
Okay.
Actually, I'd like to make performance checks, but stealth will do.
Okay. Well, I mean, you can make a performance check, but only your friends are watching right now. Okay. Penelope, what'd you get?
25.
Skeeter?
Well, Skeeter's out of inspiration. And Skeeter may have rolled a natural 1.
Oh, ooh.
Wow.
May have. Maybe he hasn't yet.
May not have.
Velvet?
There's a way
What
out of
Barbod
that.
get?
I rolled 18.
Okay.
And
Hestra? Oh, yep.
I'll also give my inspiration to Skeeter, because I'll be sneaking and I'll look over and I'll see like Skeeter like tripped on a rock. and while I think that's funny, I instinctively walk over and try to catch Skeeter and fix them.
All right.
So they don't.
That helps tremendously with a 23.
Wow.
Cool.
That is a big difference. Okay, Barbot.
Yeah.
Hethra, what'd you get?
I got a 16, so I'm gonna stay as far back from everybody as possible and be low to the ground and try and just slither.
Zach and Czar.
After my disadvantage with my armor, I got an 18.
Okay. So you're all sort of clunking, and I get the sense that you want to hustle a little bit to see what you're doing, and you go down a little bit of a dip, and you come up a rise, and as you come up in the rise, you're in the middle of a battle. There are 3 figures that are in a circle with their backs to each other, and one is a dwarf, one is an elf, and there's another, he's a short, or it is a short something. You can't tell, this creature's wearing a thick cloak. They're surrounded by the 6 of the creatures that you fought earlier, and there are 3 what seem to be unmoving bodies at their feet. And what you realize as you come up over this rise and you're in the middle of combat is that you are also between the dwarf, the elf, and the other creature, and some of their enemies. So let's roll initiative.
Oh, crap.
All right, Penelope, what'd you get?
22.
Skeeter.
12.
Right, Barbot.
Or
Hestra.
10.
Okay, and Zach.
6.
Oh.
Okay, Penelope, you're up first, shockingly.
Okay. Once again, you're describing the scene. So they're in the center of like this circle.
So there are
of these-
there are 3 dwarves creatures. They sort of have their backs in the middle, There are on the outside of them, they're being surrounded by 3 of the other creatures, while 3 of them are adjacent to them. You are sort of between the 3 that are far out and coming in, and the dwarf, the elf, and the other creature.
So we accidentally kind of walked into this circle.
Yeah, it's more of a perception thing, right? Where you sort of came up the rise and you're now in the middle of the fight.
Okay. Whoops.
Okay, yeah.
What do? Penelope is going to. Dang it! I hate going first. So many things. What do I have? I want to protect. Oh, this is a hard one because they're in the center, and I can't do much if they're in the center. Penelope is going to cast. Okay, Penelope is going to cast Warding Wind in the center of the circle, so that the three people in the center are kind of protected by a wall of wind.
Oh, okay, that's great. They're shocked. They didn't see you. You just sort of appeared on them, and the dwarf shouts out to you. It's like, "Thank you for your help. We're grateful. These creatures have been following us for days." And he attacks with a warhammer, attacking twice. The creature in the cloak looks like it's checking one of the creatures who is lying on the ground. Skeeter, it's your go. Is there anything you would like to do? They're the same creatures that you fought before, the ones with 2 heads and the crooked claws at the end of spindly arms. And these ones also have the black inky spots on them as well.
Yeah, so Skeeter's just gonna be like, it's all right. They're kind of friendly if you're friendly first. So just don't hit at them. Just hide a little bit. Wave.
The elf looks at you and she says, "Hide away."
Yeah. Well, wave so they know you're nice first, and then hide. You know.
So she will wave on her turn. Hesthra.
First of all, what color is this elf's hair?
This elf's hair is gray.
Ooh. Can I look and see, are these creatures exhibiting the same emotion as the last ones?
Yes.
Or, okay.
Yeah.
Then I'm going to run up to whichever one looks like it's attacking the group, if I can.
Yep.
And I'm going to put my arms around it, and I'm going to say, "I'm sorry for your pain.
Okay.
We don't want to hurt you."
Okay. So you're hugging one from behind. Zakinzar, what are you going to do?
I'm gonna follow Hesthra's example, but I'm gonna run up behind the biggest and most aggressive one and yell, "Hey, buddy!" and do more of like a grapple kind of hold, but it's a hug.
It's more like a bear hug as opposed to like a gentle hug. More of a Zack style hug. Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
So the monsters don't know how to react to you. They most of them are actually going to fall back, except the ones that you're grappling with love. And but the one that got attacked by the dwarf is going to reciprocate, and he is going to twice. 2 massive claws into his chest and across his face rake him quite painfully. Bardbot, it's your go.
Bardbot is going to begin striding forward, once again, brushing the fingers across the hat, doing a spin, and then coming out of the spin as a beautiful maiden in a long flowing white dress as she walks towards the creature and throws herself into its arms, waiting for a kiss, dramatically posed, down, looking up with love and affection. The fake wind is just blowing across. It is a lovely scene. It's like the
All right. Well, that's inspiration worthy. So
I got another one.
the creatures will eventually all withdraw because you have shown them the affection that they have been missing for all of their lives, and they don't like that. So they are going to withdraw, and you're left with the 3 humanoids. The one in the cloak continues checking the ones on the ground, but the dwarf and the elf advance toward you, and the dwarf says, "Greetings, my name is Bragnar Strongsteel. I must say, that was probably unsurvivable if you hadn't shown up. Speaking of that, how did you show up? You just appeared out of nowhere."
We're very stealthy.
We fell through a hole, and well, we went through a hole, and then we fell through a hole, and then, well, some of us jumped through a hole. There were some holes.
It's been a little bit of a journey. Quick question. Are you here for a book?
He sort of draws back a little bit, and why do you ask?
A lot of reasons.
Great. I'm glad we had this talk.
We're looking for a book. Well, we know where the book is. We're looking for the people who want the book, and then we're supposed to stop them. Was this supposed to be secret?
Our friend didn't tell us much.
Yeah, Zach, go ahead.
I want to hug the dwarf.
Oh.
Did I have that black like inky stuff on me again?
No.
Oh darn. Oh well, I still want to hug him.
Okay.
And as this is happening, Bardbot, also still in this illusory form, who just fell on the ground as this creature is very upset, rushes towards the elf and once again throws herself into the elf's arms wrapped around, looking up at the elf, trying to go and get maybe that forbidden kiss that was never given by the creature.
So, you wrap your arms around her, and she sort of goes back like this and taps you lightly on the shoulder. There. Zach, you reach out to hug the dwarf, and it puts its forearm into your waist because you're much taller than it, but you're still able to get your massive arms around it, and you can like double bro pat him if you want on the back.
I do. I definitely do.
So the dwarf will say, "So, what is your relationship with the book, and why are you looking for the people who are looking for it? Allegedly, if anyone was looking for it at all."
Allegedly, if anyone was looking for it, we got kidnapped, essentially. He didn't want to call it kidnapping, but it very much was, because I was in the middle of a very good dream about some croissants.
She didn't even get her croissant.
I never even got the
croissants.
croissant! The
Love
flaky
it.
good kind, too.
Oh,
So,
no. Lots of butter.
yeah, right? Fantastic. So,
Now we're just trying to get home.
we are trying to get home. This guy who brought us here, Karnameru,
Mm-hmm.
his name was? He told us that someone was looking for a book and we had to stop them, but we don't know what the book is or why people were looking for the book.
He's gonna cross his arms like in front of him, like he's sort of unimpressed. The guy in the cloak is still looking at the corpses because they're clearly dead at this point.
At this time, everybody is also told this story. I'm going to begin dramatically telling the whole story about what I was doing before I came here and what happened in this. And it's going to take me about 1 minute. And I'm going to start an enthralling performance. So every creature who paid attention to me for this 1 minute performance has to make a wisdom saving throw against my spell save DC, or they are charmed by me.
Okay, so no, the only one who's really paying attention to you right now is the elf. The cloaked figure is looking at the people lying on the ground, and the dwarf is really looking at Hestra. So let's see, is the elf charmed by you? I don't know. Does kissing you back indicate charm?
Oh,
Yes. So as soon as that happens and I get kissed back, I just like stop and I just take like a deep breath and I turn toward the elf and I just ask the elf why are you here? Why did you come into my life like this? And I look at her longingly into my eyes into connection.
She says, you have to speak to Bragnar. I can't share anything with you. And she sort of dramatically puts her arms around you. And then Bragnar looks at Hethstra and says, well, we'll either come to blows now or later. We are seeking the Codex Cosmologica, a book of great planar power and evil, which has been used to upend the cosmos over the last millennia. Any creature that claims to own such a book is no friend of mine. And if they kidnapped you to bring you here, are they truly a friend of yours? Are they someone you should be helping?
Can I make an insight check?
Yeah, absolutely.
And on that, Gary, I have divine sense.
Yep.
Can I use that as well?
Absolutely. Yep. They are
18.
not 18. Yeah, he's telling you the truth. At least he believes it.
Do they seem good to me?
They seem good to you. They're definitely not a shape changer or a demon in disguise or anything like that. Your divine sense is definitely not giving you any reason to distrust them.
I mean, they seem pretty trustworthy to me.
Well, I guess there's something I've always learned on every adventure that I've gone on, is that sometimes it's hard to tell who's the good guy and who's the bad guy, depending on what side you're on.
And
Yes.
Bardbot goes, I know who the good guy is. It wraps her arms around the elf. And for an hour, I just have, the most lovely love that's ever loved in the shadow.
Beautiful.
She will snuggle with you as everyone else is talking. The dwarf says, we were brought here by the wizards guild in Ravensbluff. They said that ill omens portended the awakening of the Codex and that we must find it, but we've been lost for days. We have no idea where it is, and our spirit is weakening. This place, it drains you.
It does.
We know where it is.
Well, vaguely.
You do. Where is it?
Oh, wait,
Maybe we don't share that just quite yet.
Oh, yeah.
He'll walk up to Penelope and say, "You know where it is. Where is it?"
Mm-hmm.
I want to kind of like with my large body, just kind of like very politely put myself in front of Penelope.
So this is Penelope. Zach comes here, and the dwarf is kind of go like this.
I mean, why do you want the book?
We are going to return it to the Mages Guild so that they can study it or at least protect it.
But you just said anybody who has it is evil.
Yeah.
Anybody who seeks to use its power is evil.
Well, how do we know they're not going to use it?
Right.
Well,
Good question.
that's a great question, but the truth is, I'd rather it be in the hands of the Mages Guild in Ravensbluff than on this hell plane in the control of some demon who kidnapped all of you.
Well,
I mean,
Now
thinking,
that you
okay,
said
but
it,
I know, like,
demonish.
I mean, like, here's the thing, though, and I thought about this really, really hard, and I've been thinking about this for hours, man, like, hours. But, like, isn't it safer here where no one can get to it?
Except for the creature that purports to own it?
He owns it, but he can't get to it.
Yeah.
Are you sure about that? Is that what he said?
Well, if he could get to it, then why would he not go there and take it from where it is?
Yeah, has he even used it yet? We don't know if he has malintent.
Why would he, if he knows that these people are going for it, why would he not take it and hide it?
Yes, these are great questions that I am not him. I cannot answer, but what I can say is that creatures that seek its power are not generally friends of the races of good.
So Gary, just as this is all happening,
Yep.
I'm using the elf as we're having our small tryst as sort of a lie detector. So if like I'm sort of like repeating any of the questions that are being asked to the elf, knowing that this is basically they're either going to be ignorant or they'll tell me the truth.
Sure.
So
yeah, she doesn't. She says doesn't seem to be questioning anything that he says,
Okay.
and he'll add that when the codex manifests itself, it slackens the fabric that holds our reality together, causing holes or gaps, or I'm not a wizard, I can't explain it, but no good can come of gaps between our world and the Shadowfell, which is why we're here, to prevent it.
Well then, why don't we just destroy the book?
If we can, perhaps we
sounds
can
like a
try
good
it.
idea.
Why don't
Let's
you just
let's
fix
go
the
there.
holes?
Let's go there together. Let's patch the holes. Is that what you said?
Why don't you just fix the holes?
Well, that's a wonderful question. Large fighter in armor. Your insight is much appreciated. If we had that power, we wouldn't have come here. This is an artifact of great strength. Patching the holes is not quite as simple as you make it sound.
So if we all go to look for this book together, we get to also be a part of deciding what gets done with it. I personally like this let's destroy the evil book option.
I would be down for destroying some evil.
Yes, let us go then. We're running out of time. And then he points to the small creature in the cloak, sort of leans into him and whispers something into his ear, and he shakes his head and is like, Doc says they're all dead.
Can I go check?
Yeah, absolutely. So you can go down, and what you notice actually is that they've started to gray, and it's almost like they're disintegrating before your eyes. Their bodies are no longer cohesive. They're not being held together anymore.
Okay. While I'm here, then again, she's not my goddess, but she is here and she does help sort souls. So I'm gonna ask the Raven Queen to look after them as they pass.
You hear something in the distance, not in your mind, Hestra, but you can't quite make it out. But somebody said something as you sought the Raven's Queen insight.
What direction?
From the mountain.
Is that where we're going?
Yep.
Cool. Okay.
All right. So what do you do now?
Penelope will turn to Bardbot and just say, so if we don't fulfill the mission, does that mean we don't get to go home?
Bardbot's going to turn to Penelope and be like, we'll make sure that we get you home together, looking up at the elf. And then
and she bats her eyelashes.
I mean, I figured if that guy's a demon, he might have been lying about sending us home anyway.
That's possible. Yeah.
Maybe we should just find the book.
Okay. One problem at a time.
So they collect the belongings of their fallen compatriots, and they sort of say some funeral rites, and they leave the bodies behind, because even in the time that you stopped looking at them, Hestra, you noticed that they've disintegrated more and more. So Bragnar says, yes, strength in numbers, let us go. You're walking together, and after about 2 hours of travel, you're starting to get quite weary. Could I get a Constitution save from all of you, please? Each of you has advantage on this one.
God.
$27.
19, both rolls.
Wow.
Nice. 18.
Okay.
14.
Okay. Did anybody else not roll?
No, I did. But I am going to use a Bardic Inspiration on myself.
All right.
Because I don't think a 10 will cut it.
Unlikely.
Okay, that's a 16.
Okay. Awesome. So yeah, you're all fine. Although Bragnar seems to be a little slowed, almost as though he's trudging. He's been traveling for so long, and it's starting to take its toll. You're going down what seems to be a wind in the terrain, and as you come around, you're sort of stopped by a large cliff face that has appeared in front of you almost out of nowhere. You turned the corner and you're adjacent to the mountain. There are stairs that are leading upward. The mountain probably goes 1,000 feet up. But there are stairs cut in a recess into the side of the mountain, and there is a black glowing structure of some kind at the top of the stairs.
That's not ominous.
How high up is the stairs?
About the stairs lead about 500 feet up, about halfway.
500 feet up. Okay.
Yeah.
Do we go?
Why not?
I'm gonna coil around my broom again and say, "Up, damn it!" And I want to just gain a little bit more perspective.
You don't see anything. The stairs have a high railing that goes all the way along it. It looks pretty sturdy, and they lead up to a platform with a door, or what passes for a door in this part of the Shadowfell, anyway.
Okay. Do I see any movement in the
beyond the walls, sort of being wispy shadow? No.
Okay. I'm just gonna like hover around by the stairs.
Okay. Are you gonna make your way up?
I will.
Bardbot's gonna make its way up.
Okay. Who's leading the way? Penelope again, or?
I'll let Bardbot lead, but Penelope is once again... Penelope is once again going to cast Pass Without Trace, just in case.
Yeah. Are you going to include your possible allies in that as well?
Anybody within 30 feet, I will.
Great. Bardbot, you notice that as you're walking, you get about halfway up the stairs, and there's a piton driven into the wall.
Okay.
About 20 feet in front of you.
Are there more of them as I look up?
Nope, you just see the one.
Does it look old or new?
Hard to tell from this distance.
I turn over and I say, "Song Snake, on the floating stick.
Yes.
Can you come check this piton in the rock?"
Sure, seems legit. And I go right over.
It's about 4 feet above the steps. You don't really notice anything out of the ordinary. It just seems to be a single piton driven into the wall. It's about an inch out. It looks like a pretty run-of-the-mill piton like you'd get anywhere.
Can I look down at the steps and see if maybe there's a trap hidden somewhere and that's why the piton was drawn in?
Sure, make a perception check.
Perception? I can do that. Uh-huh. That's a 26.
So I bring the Song Snake.
Yes, it does look like there's a pressure plate on the ground about 10 feet in front of the piton, and it looks like there might be something concealed to fall down on top of the...
Okay, I point that out to everybody. Use the piton as a stepping stone.
Yeah.
Oh, Bardbot does not hesitate a second, and then just runs forward and just does a vault, and then does like 1 foot on the piton, and then does a flip over top, and then tries to land in a really cool pose. Bardbot's cloak like floating in the back.
So yeah,
Hester is like parkour.
You have no trouble avoiding the trap. You get to the platform. And you see a thin spot at the front or the side or the top of the building. Hard to tell, really.
A thin spot? Like a thin spot in the
shadowy structure.
Like a little veily door thing, right?
Yeah, like we had before.
Yeah.
But is there still like an actual physical door? Or is there only... That was just this?
Just what you see. Yeah, just the structure, and it's just a shadowy wall that has a thin spot in it, like the passageways you've been going through.
I'm gonna look in the wall. What do I see? Or look in the thin spot.
You can't really see through it. It looks like there's something in there, like an open room of some kind, but you can't really tell.
Song Snake, once again, with your keen eye. Can you take a look through this thin part of the veil?
Sure, seems legit. And she goes for it.
Make a roll. Oh, you're going to go in, or are you going to make a check?
No, she's probably just going to go right on in, let's be honest.
Make me a Constitution saving throw with advantage, please.
With advantage? Okay. Oh my. Hang on. I'm
Oh,
going to
no.
do it on D&D Beyond. That's better. I mean, 13.
13 is a success.
Better
You
than a
push
4.
your way through, but it feels like something is really tugging at your spirit. It's this negative energy is beginning to seep inside you, but for now you're able to resist it.
I would let everyone know if I can shout through the wall.
Okay.
Do they hear me?
They hear the same sort of echoey, ghostly
Bardbot
conversation.
mimes what's going on to try to translate what's happening between the wall. And when Bardbot feels like it's finished, it's gotten the point across, it's just going to walk through the veil as well.
Okay. So Hope, generous member of our chat, gave me a bane to give you. For the next 2 hours, your skin glows fluorescent green. Enemies no longer need to make perception checks to notice your presence, and you have to fight the urge to smash things.
Just call me Bruce.
Does that mean I'm the only thing with color around here?
You are the only thing with color in the entire Shadowfell right now. Yeah.
Amazing.
So eventually you're all able to enter. And I'm going to need a Constitution saving throw from Skeeter, Bardbot, Zach and Czar, and Penelope, please.
On save with advantage or just plain
Yes,
con save?
you all get advantage. Yep.
That was a natural 20 for 22.
Nice.
Also a nat 20.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Got the music notes.
I
14.
think you brought that on. I appreciate that.
It's a 13.
13 is a success. So you all make it through, although it feels like every time you go through one of these spaces, it takes longer and longer. That feeling of falling gets deeper and deeper into your soul. Yeah. The inside of this place it's cavernous. It's a cave inside the mountain, but the walls and tunnels are covered with the same shimmering black that you've seen in the previous structures. But as soon as the last of you land on the ground, the mountain begins to shake, similar to what you experienced when you were walking through the forest. Bragnar looks to the left, and he looks to the right and says, I think we should split up. We may not have much time.
I don't think we should split up.
Splitting up is bad.
We will defer to your judgment, but with 2 paths, he sort of looks reluctantly down and says, but if you wish us to stay together, we shall.
I would rather no one gets left behind.
Our party doesn't divide, and y'all don't know where the book is.
Right? Do you want to go left or right?
Right, am I right?
That's a good question.
So the right tunnel seems to ascend, the left tunnel seems to descend.
But if I kept the book anywhere, I would put it at the top of a shelf.
Agree.
Can I reach out to the Raven Queen and see
Yes.
if I get anything? Any
Sure.
guidance? Maybe?
What a flex.
You mean
Quite a
y'all
decision.
just do things on
That's great.
land?
I mean, why not?
Why
We're here.
not?
I might as well be like, hey, deity that's here, help.
Actually, think about your next move. Oh,
I try.
She you
Not big brain.
you
but-
hear you hear something. It's almost like something is being scrawled somewhere. You look down and some writing appears at your feet. And the writing says, ordinarily, left is right and right is wrong, but not today.
Oh.
I say a quick thank you and I go to the right.
I was right.
So
You are right. Right is right.
You ascend and it leads to a shadowy stone door. So this is actually a physical door made of stone, but like all of the other walls and structures, it is a stone door. Zach, Skeeter, is there anything that either of you would like to do as you advance on the door?
I just prefer to be between myself and my squishy party members.
Okay.
That is all.
Yeah. Okay.
So I want to be up towards the front.
Okay.
But
Skeeter. Yep.
also, I want my sunblade, so I'm kind of like,
Okay.
But also a second short sword in my left hand.
Okay. So, all right. There is an inscription over top of the stone door. Does anybody read Elvish?
Yes.
I do.
All right. Anybody who reads Elvish, the inscription says, "Speak, friend, and enter."
What does it say?
It says, "Speak, friend, and enter."
What is friend in
Friend!
Elvish?
So, Skeeter, do you repeat what it says to everybody?
Uh-huh.
As soon as you do, as soon as you say the word friend, you hear a high-pitched squeal penetrating your ears. And it goes for all of you. It's a very assault on your senses. A large gust of wind ushers forth from the door, and it said, and a high-pitched voice squeals, "You have no friends here." And you each take 17 points of psychic damage.
Oh my god.
Oh, well, that's
Penelope.
Zach's feelings are hurt because he feels like he's made lots of friends here.
right.
He's had so many
Penelope.
hugs.
Penelope angry. Penelope angry. Smash
Inspiration.
door.
Inspiration.
Smash door.
Penelope gets inspiration. In fact, that was so delightful. Anybody who doesn't have inspiration now has inspiration. It is an inspiration bonanza. So the door, it's a stone door. What do you do?
Smash.
You read the inscription and it attacked you.
Bardbot just confidently strides over to the door and then pulls out one hand and taps on the door 3 times. On the third tap, casts knock.
Okay. Yeah, it pushes open.
I turn to everybody. That was not so hard, and confidently stride in.
Hesthra was trying to, about to cast Shatter, and then she just kind of puts her hands down.
So you enter a book. Or, sorry, a book. You don't enter a book.
Oh,
You enter
okay.
a library, which is a building that books are held. We're about to get super meta here. No, you don't enter a book. You enter a library. Along the walls, there are books that circle. It's sort of like a circular room. They ascend to 100 feet in the air. Can I get an intelligence check from everybody, please? Remember, if you have exhaustion, you do have disadvantage on this check.
Ooh. 20. Dirty 20, not natural.
Okay.
7.
Okay.
If I roll a nat 20, but it's not my disadvantage, does that still count?
No, if it's not you take the lower of the 2 rolls.
Yeah, that's
Unfortunately.
9.
Okay.
yeah,
Penelope?
that's 3 for
Oh,
me.
Skeeter. Oh God. Okay.
Mhm.
I think 15.
15. Okay. So anybody who got above a 13, you take a quick look at the books, and what you realize is that you can read the titles, and they look like they're there, but they aren't there at the same time. They're almost formless. It's like they exist and they don't exist all at the same time. In the center of the room, there's a stone dais, almost like an altar. And on top of the altar, there's a large book. It's probably 3 feet by 4 feet, and it pulses with a haunting white light and an alternatingly shadowy darkness that you're sort of gradually growing accustomed to.
That looks like it.
I want to smash it.
Okay.
Oh, really? No one's gonna stop.
I mean, do you think you should?
Let's make sure that that's the actual book we're here for before we go smashing. But yeah.
Okay, what would you like to do?
Penelope would like to turn to the dwarf and just kind of like knowingly like, well, what do you think we should do?
Well, I've never seen this book before myself, but that seems like it is what we're here for. Perhaps someone should go and take a closer look.
Is anybody here magical?
I can detect magic.
I mean, it looks pretty magical.
I think everything in here is probably magical.
It's true. Just real quick, Gary, I'm casting a Cure Wounds on myself.
Okay.
Nice.
I can go.
Okay, be careful.
I'm good at perceiving. So.
Okay. So as you advance, you notice that there's actually an ethereal figure, a woman in a thick robe. She looks to be panting heavily. Her eyes are closed, but her ears are pointed. You think she might be elven or perhaps some other race. It's hard to tell. She glows ethereally, alternatingly in light and darkness, similar to the book. And when you get up there, you notice that she's actually tethered by tendrils of energy to the book that pulses black and white.
Hestera's a little scared, so she wraps around her broom and she whispers, "Oh, damn it!" She goes, just hovers a little bit above the ground, but she kind of floats over and she says, "Are you okay?"
So I'm assuming that Bardbot and Penelope told you what they saw with the books. Is that fair to say, Penelope, Bardbot? Okay. Mm-hmm. So Penelope and Bardbot described to you what they were seeing at the books, is that they could see them, they could perceive them, they know they're there, but it's like they're not there at the same time. This woman seems much in the same way. She's here and she's not here at the same time. It's though she's existing in two places at once.
Does it look like she's noticed me, or...
Her eyes are completely closed. She's sort of like this, and her body is being propped up by these pulses of energy that are going into the book.
Okay. And she looks like she is in pain?
It's hard to tell if you think she's in pain. She doesn't seem to be in pain, but if you watch her for a while, she does seem to be getting more pallid as the black energy particularly pulses from her to the book.
Do we all see this, or is it
absolutely
just Hestera?
If it's right now, it's just Hestera because she's the only one that went forward. But if you went forward, you could easily see it. It's not hidden or anything.
Okay, Bardbot's going to step forward because Bardbot sees Hestera like floating around this and sort of looking at something quizzically. So Bardbot steps forward and then sees what's happening here, and produces Bardbot's arm and then opens a panel on Bardbot's forearm, revealing like some strings, and then begins playing a small little tune on strings and casts Dispel Magic at the black and white thing. That's
Make your check. Actually, sorry, no. Before you do that. Yeah, no, go make your check. Yeah, it's your level plus your spellcasting modifier.
Never done this one before. 18.
18 is not successful. You're not able to dispel this effect.
I'm going to use inspiration.
Yes, you can use inspiration, but you think that because she's not here, it might be affecting your ability to affect the magic that's affecting her.
Okay.
So you think that there's some sort of confluence of energy between her and the book. The book is clearly here. She is not. And so you can't directly you can't relieve her suffering because she's not in this room.
Can I look at the book?
Yes.
What is there a title on it?
It says it just says Codex on the spine.
Okay, we were looking for a codex then. Okay,
Celestial.
I'm gonna try poison spray on the book.
Okay.
Like an acid damage kind of thing, if I can.
Sure, go for it.
Okay. We get 2d12, so Let me just get my 12s out. 14.
14 damage?
Yeah.
It doesn't seem to take the damage. It seems resistant to it.
Okay, we try stabbing with a dagger next.
Before you do that,
Okay.
emerging from the wall, almost through the books, is a large black-skinned giant. He's probably 20 feet tall and 8 feet at his shoulders broad. And he's glancing it at all of you. He's got a long sword hung low in a scabbard at his waist. Across the side of his face, you see what looks to be a cloth, almost as though it's acting like an eye patch, slung over the back of his head and around his neck. As he steps deeper into the room, he's shadowed by a duplicate that seems to mirror him almost exactly. And he says to you, "You've come so far just to die."
Okay.
We're not gonna die though.
Does he speak? That was in
Yeah, is
common?
that
It was in common, yeah.
Because Penelope steps forward and says in giant,
We mean nothing. I mean, we mean no harm. We only wish to do good.
You've come to the wrong place. Do you expect some grand exposition? Some wonderful conversation before your death?
I mean, you're monologuing, so.
That I would provide you the opportunity to speak some last words by which you will be remembered?
You
My friends.
already are.
Yeah.
will not.
Hey, Hestra, grab that book and let's get out.
Okay,
Let's
I
roll
grabbed the book.
initiative. Too slow. If you just said it before I finished my monologue, it would have been over. We would have won.
Ah!
All right, I'm just going to go ahead and put Penelope at the top of the order again, right?
it's a dirty 20.
Skeeter.
Man. Yeah, that's only an 8.
Barbot.
15.
Hestra.
14.
Okay, Zach.
3.
Hold on. Okay, Penelope, shockingly, you're first.
So Hestra, you've actually taken the book and you're holding it, yes?
If I'm allowed to, that's up to Gary.
No, it's on the. She was reaching for it, and we rolled initiative.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then we're doing this.
And Penelope just kind of curls up and then explodes, and then she casts Moonbeam upon the book.
Okay.
Oh, I love
Moonbeam. Jeez. Okay.
Oh God.
Okay. Roll me your damage.
Okay.
Mwah.
Yeah. Come on, don't lag on me now. Come on. Okay, there it is. That is, ooh, nice. 18 points of radiant damage.
Oh. It doesn't seem to do any damage, but what you notice is that the energy pulses stop pulsing in black while the moonbeam is over top of the dais. So now it's only pulsing white energy as opposed to that corrosive black as well.
Okay.
So it seems like your moonbeam is preventing that black energy from being transferred.
Okay, then I will just keep my concentration on that. That'll be my turn.
Okay. So
I will move to the back of the room.
To the back of the room, because I was about to say the giant's going to come and attack you now. Okay.
Yes, sorry.
So instead, he's going to come and attack Zakinzar. He uses his long sword. He draws it, and grabs it in both hands,
Oh no.
and he says, "You would come between me and my book."
Is it yours?
15.
Thank God.
That's
it wasn't
not
a crit.
gonna.
Okay. 19, I'm assuming he's going to hit the
19 will get me, yeah.
Okay. You take 18 points of slashing damage and 4 points of necrotic damage.
Ow.
Ow. Okay.
Okay.
Not looking good.
And then Barbot.
Okay, so Bardbot is once again going to leap into the air and do a spin and throw its arms out. As it does that, a wisp of magical fey energy comes around Bardbot. And once again, I'm going to cast another thing where everybody gains 8 temporary hit points.
Yes.
So everyone gains 8 temporary hit points, and immediately you could use your reaction to go and move away from a creature without taking opportunity attacks. So that's step 1. Step 2, I'm going to cast Mass Healing Word on everybody.
Thank you.
Everybody gains 1d4 plus 4 hit points, which I'm going to roll right now. Everybody gains, wait for it, 5 hit points.
Okay.
All right.
Ooh.
Whew.
Almost back to full.
There you go. So, and that's Bardbot's turn. Oh yeah, and Bardbot lands on the ground, and there's like a cloak of shining fey energy coming off of Bardbot's back.
The Bragnar is going to heal Zakanzar for 12 points. Hestra, it's your go.
Okay. I'm about to do something real stupid, I think.
Oh boy.
Boy.
Yeah. I'm gonna grab
Words.
2, 3, 4 beads from my necklace.
Okay.
I support this.
So we're at 3, 4, 5, 6, 7th level fireball.
Okay. Roll your damage. I'm assuming you're gonna catch the giant. And what else are you gonna catch?
Everything.
Well,
So the giant moved forward, but his like shadowy duplicate didn't. It's still at the back of the room. There's the shadowy woman, and then there's the dais with the book and the moonbeam on top of it.
is there a way I can position the fireballs so that they get only the book and not the woman?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah,
Or
you can
anyone
get the
else?
giant in the book. Yeah.
The giant and the book? Okay, we're doing it.
Yeah.
Okay, have your giant make a dex save.
I'm good at these.
And I'm gonna roll all of these
I failed.
times.
Oh my God.
41 points of fire damage on the book and the giant.
That looked like it hurt him a lot. The fact that there's no black energy pulsing, the book clearly did take damage. So
Excellent. I have a bonus action, I think.
okay.
I don't know if this is a bonus action. No, it's as an action. Okay. With my bonus action, can I just look around and see if there are any non-magical items that aren't books that are in the room?
Sure.
Like a globe or just anything.
Yeah, I mean there's definitely like a wall sconce.
Something that it can come down from the wall?
Yeah, probably. You could remove like the torch or whatever.
Okay. Then I note that.
Okay.
And that's my turn.
Awesome. Skeeter.
All right. So how far is Zach from Skeeter?
Probably about 15 feet.
Zach, how are you doing? Like damage wise?
Feeling about halfway my normal self, my dude.
All right. So yeah, we're gonna need you. So I have lay on hands. I'm gonna give you 15 hit points back.
All right.
But that is my action.
Okay. So you're all there. The giant is sort of reeling from his wounds. And then you see his shadowy duplicate moves forward, acting independently of him. Well, Well, he's going to attack Hestra.
Great. That's cool.
Slither.
Slither.
I can't.
Hestra, 13.
Yeah. Oh, you miss.
Okay.
No touchy.
You slithered.
But the 20 hits.
Sure. I
15
guess.
points of damage and 3 points of necrotic if it matters. Okay, the elf shoots an arrow and hits the original giant. And then the guy in the creature in the cloak sort of throws back his hood. You notice that he's got a very squat face, but a very large pink nose. He's about 4 feet tall, and he says, "Suck crossbow!"
Oh.
And he does hit. So the giant is taking some damage. Zakinzar.
All right. He's just gonna take a big ol'. So I'm in melee of the main giant.
Yes.
Who hit me?
Yes.
Am I also within melee of the shadow?
No. The shadow's attacking Hestra.
Okay, and that's too far away.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and it's too far away for you to be in a melee with both of them.
Okay, so I'm just gonna work on this guy who probably is looking a little crispy at the moment.
He's not looking great.
All right.
He's not loving life right now.
That first one's gonna be a 22 to hit.
Okay.
And 7 radiant damage.
Yep.
And the second is gonna be a 28 to hit.
Okay.
Also 7 radiant damage, because apparently all my d8s are 1s.
Nice. Anything else?
No, that is it for this moment.
The elf is going to shoot an arrow, but it sails wide. So Penelope, you're first.
So we have the giant and then a shadowy.
A shadowy
that is
giant.
Tangible.
Yeah. Yes.
It's tangible. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Penelope is going to keep concentration on that moonbeam, and then she's going to say, "Penelope, smash! Roar!" And she's going to become, as a bonus action, wild shape into a giant brown bear.
Okay, awesome.
And then she's going to charge forward and attack whichever one is attacking Zach.
Okay, yeah, that is the regular giant.
Okay, great. So I will make 2 attacks, a bite and a claw.
Okay.
The first one's a 9 to hit. And the second one is a 15 to hit.
A 15 will miss.
You're kidding. Okay,
Yeah.
she's raging.
Okay. So after Penelope, is the giant. The giant. What is the giant going to do? He is going to cast a spell.
Oh
no. Spell list.
But what if he didn't?
Yeah.
What if?
Just like, what if though?
He's going to cast. Yeah, he's going to do that. He's going to cast Searing Smite.
Oh no.
And then he's going to hit Zakinzar twice.
Cool. That's cool.
I just healed him.
All right. Okay,
I was trying to be a distraction for
So
you.
Zakinzar, I'm not gonna lie, my lowest was 22.
Oh boy. Okay.
So with the Searing Smite and the Necrotic, it's 25. And then the second hit is only 17, plus 3 Necrotic.
Oh my god.
Now I know how clerics feel.
Okay. After Bardbot, the cleric doesn't have any healing left.
What?
You haven't rested, so he's
We're in a long battle.
he's gonna hit the he's gonna try and hit with his warhammer. Okay, 1. He does hit. The giant roars in pain. Hestra.
Okay, I pluck 3 more beads.
Okay.
I have 1 left after this.
Yeah.
But we're using it on this book and you said I can still get the book
Yep.
and the giant?
Yep.
Okay. So that's a 6th level.
Is that going to hit anyone else?
No.
Okay.
It's just the giant and the...
Okay,
yeah.
so your giant has to make a dex save. And the damage total is 34.
Okay, that one I make.
What was your roll?
I rolled a 14.
Nope, 15, buddy!
No, I rolled a 15.
Oh,
I rolled a 14, but my result was 18. Sorry.
okay, never mind.
Sorry, because I don't know, some of y'all bards have like the ability to reduce my die roll.
Never mind. Well, you're still going to take half. So
Okay, yes, I did take half.
the book takes the full 34, it takes half, and then as a bonus action, I'm going to healing word Zach. What's the highest spell slot level I have for you, my bud? It's 3rd level.
Okay.
So
so you're casting healing word?
Yeah, as a bonus action.
The giant's gonna counterspell it.
Oh, you
Ooh.
big bag of bitch. Okay, then. I turn and look at him. I'm
I
locking
did
eyes
say
at this
that
point
you've
now.
come so far.
You don't get to talk!
I'm not an extra. This is speaking role.
Every time he starts to talk, I just pull out my pan flute and just...
Okay. A bard bot.
Oh, sorry. I forgot to say when I made my concentration, kept my concentration on Moonbeam, it did do 18 more points.
18 more points. Okay.
Of radiant damage. Sorry, go ahead.
Bard bot.
Bardbot, still trailing a shimmer of Fey energy, is going to slide forward and touch Zach and cast a 3rd level Cure Wounds, 3d8 plus 4 healing.
The duplicate is going to counterspell.
Oh! Just after Zach today, aren't you?
Oh,
Yes.
I'm out of counterspells though, so yay.
Yay!
Skeeter.
all right. Skeeter's gonna try and do some damage this time. Firing off crossbow at the... I guess I can't hit both the book and the giant, right?
No.
Yeah. All right. So just gonna go for the giant on this one. That is 22 to
Okay.
hit.
Yes, that hits.
Yeah. And then that is 10 points of damage. Same thing. 25 to hit.
Yep.
Only 6 points of damage on that one.
Okay. Right. The little guy with the crossbow says, "I said suck crossbow, man." He misses twice though, unfortunately. Haha, I guess I'm the one who sucks. Zakinzar. Oh, no, sorry, the duplicate is going to attack Hesthra and her fireballs.
Bring it!
I'm assuming if an 11 is going to miss, but what
Yeah.
about an 18?
Then 18 will hit.
Okay. So you take 14 points of damage and 3 points of necrotic.
Okay.
Now it's Zakinzar, the hero of the day.
How tall is the giant?
He's about 20 feet tall. 20 feet tall.
Mm.
Okay. So first, I'm going to use my bonus action to take my second wind. So that, because I just bend over, just and that's going to be 12 points of healing. Oh no. Okay. So instead of attacking, I point up at the very top of its head,
Yeah.
and I say something in Undercommon. I don't know if anyone else speaks Undercommon. Probably don't understand. I cast Darkness with the center of the ball
Nice.
being the very top of his head. It is
Okay.
a 15-foot radius.
Sure.
So we can see it, but he can't see us now.
Nice.
All right. Sounds good.
And I also would like to back up a little bit. Do I provoke an act?
No, because he doesn't see you.
Yeah.
Okay. Penelope, it's your go.
This shiny green bear just wants to continue to claw at this giant.
Okay.
So first attack will be a 16 to hit.
Yes, 16 will not hit.
Okay. And the second is going to be a 19 to hit.
19 will hit.
All right. So that is going to be 13 points of slashing damage.
Yep, that'll hit. Okay, 13 points of slashing. Are you going to do anything else?
Yes, the moonbeam is still active. So once again, I shall roll I know it might not be doing any damage, but I'm still going to say it's 21 points of radiant damage.
When you deal damage to the book, there's a bright flash in the whole room. Each of you wakes up with a start. You're drenched in sweat, and your body is completely flexed with tension. It's almost as if the events of the last hours were a dream. But if it was a dream, whose belt is that? That is the end of our adventure today.
Amazing.
I want to say to everybody who watched, and particularly to everybody who donated, thank you so much for joining our quest. We love playing D&D, and if we can do it for a great reason, we love it so much. And thank you to the amazing cast who said yes to joining us on this adventure today, to Hope, to Tennessee, to Velvet, to Rachel, and to Feliza. Thank you so much for playing in our sandbox here in the Quest for the Cure. We are so grateful to you. And of course, to our sponsors, Legendary Pants, D&D Beyond, our artists, we're so grateful to all of you. And before I let them sign off, I did want to make an announcement. We are going to be turning the Quest for the Cure into a series. So starting in May, it's a limited series of 6 episodes from May until September, culminating in Duchenne Awareness Month, which will be the finale. We're going to be running Quest for the Cure for 6 episodes. We're going to be joined by our cast members Ed Greenwood, Blair Brown, Eric, Amy, and Emma Wakeland, and possibly you. So for every episode, we are going to be doing a registration drive to get people involved as our fans for the Quest for the Cure. For a $25 donation, we will be randomly selecting one person who's a member of each episode's fan base to play in that episode. Last time it was Curtis, and they had a lot of fun with us. So please do consider following the Quest for the Cure. We are very excited to continue our journey, and we look forward to seeing you again. So Hope, why don't you sign off for us?
Okay, well, hi guys, my name is Hope Lavelle. Thank you so much for watching and joining us on this journey. You can find me on Twitter at @TheHopeLavelle. Follow me there for lots of D&D fun. And be sure to check me out on Attackers of Opportunity, which is a D&D podcast that you can find anywhere you can find podcasts.
10?
Tennessee Martin, again, writer, producer. I do a lot of fun queer stuff. So you can find that on Instagram or Twitter at Tennessee Martin.
Velvet.
VelvetTheHowl.com. Check it out. You can hear me talk trash about Drag Race once a week until Drag Race is over. Here we go. That's it. Yeah.
Rachel.
Hi, I'm Rachel Seeley. You can find me everywhere at Sunny Seeley, Seeley, because my family loves using every vowel. I'm on Girls Guts Glory, where I am the DM, and thank you, Gary, for running that ad for us. I very much appreciated that. I'm also going to be with Gary and Feliza on Cyberpunk Independence, which you also saw an ad for. I'm very excited for it.
And I'm Feliza Casano. You can find me everywhere on the internet at Feliza Casano, and you can find me with Gary and Rachel starting next Sunday at 7 p.m. on Cyberpunk Independence.
Yeah, we're very excited about that. And so we do have one Sourcebook bundle left to give away to a contributor. We're very excited about that. D&D Beyond has generously given us 2. The winner of that is Allison Parrish. So congratulations, Allison. Very much looking forward to getting that out to you. Our total raised is just over $1,000 today.
Hey.
So we're really excited about that. Thank you to everybody who donated to our amazing sponsor, Legendary Pants. And of course, when you add our total to that of our friends from Citadel Geek, we've raised over $2,300 for the charity in February. There's more to come, so do keep us do follow us. You can follow me at FortNerd, DOTCOM, for more information about Quest for the Cure, charity events we're running for Jesse's Journey. Again, to the amazing folks who joined me today, I can't say thank you enough for joining me on this quest today. Thank you to everybody for watching. Have a great night.
Thank you.